Austin ISD Thursday Night Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Broadcast also made possible in part by Frost Bank, Georgetown Shirt Company, and Rob Hip Insurance. And now, onto the field for tonight's game.
Live from House Park Stadium in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas, SHN Sports presentation of Austin ISD's Thursday Night Game of the Week, presented by Georgetown Jewelry, is on the air. Tonight, a 6A District 25 battle as the Anderson Trojans take on the Aikens Eagles here at House Park. Good evening, everyone. Welcome into the broadcast. Brad Tillery up here in the booth alongside Mr. Michael Francis as we get set to call a 6A game for the second straight week. Last week in this same district, Del Valle came away with a victory over Austin, 77-34 here on AISD Thursday Night Football. And tonight, you'll see two teams you've already seen once this season on the air, Michael, as Akins takes on Anderson. Akins comes in with a 1-5 record. They're 0-4 in district, lost 5 straight coming into tonight after a season-opening win at Crockett, struggling, and they'll take on an Anderson team looking to rebound after they've dropped 2 straight after starting out 3-0.
Right. Well, it's District 25 6A is such a gauntlet of a district. You got the 4 teams that kind of sit up at the top. You got Lake Travis and Westlake that sit in those first 2 positions within the district, and then you got Hayes that's sitting right behind them, and it's a tough one. You got Del Valle and Bowie that you're looking at next within that district, and then you got Aikens and Anderson and
everybody's fighting it out for that last playoff spot. Anderson actually last year just 1 game out of the playoffs, a loss to Bowie, kept Anderson out of the playoffs. Anderson 4-4 in district last year, 5-5 overall, finishing just outside that spot. This Aikens team, 4-6 last season, 2-6 in district play. It was actually the best season for Aikens in quite a while. But here tonight, they come in losers of 5 straight. We saw them last Thursday Night Football against Cedar Creek, a 34-12 loss down at Berger Stadium, and a chance for them to bounce back tonight. Two teams really in desperate need of a win if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Oh, absolutely. Aikens really taking it on the chin the past couple of games. They've lost by some large numbers, and they're looking to really bounce back and get back to a respectable spot within the district.
As you look at the district standings real quick here in 25-6A, Lake Travis is 4-0 in district play. They're 5-1 overall. Westlake 3-0 district play, 5-0 overall. Hayes also undefeated in district, 3-0, 5-0. Bowie 2-2, Del Valle 2-2 in the district, so they will fight it out. It looks like, along with Anderson being 1-2 in the district, this is a game where if Anderson can win, it puts pressure on Bowie and Del Valle to keep winning, or otherwise Anderson's right in the thick of it for that final playoff spot.
Right, and that's what the battle's for that 4th spot right now.
Well, we saw this Anderson team on opening night here on AISD Thursday Night Football, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. That was a victory over McCallum 29-7 back on August 30th, a game where Anderson jumped out to a big lead, 29-0, before just kind of cruising home against McCallum. They won 3 straight, lost last week by a point to Bowie, and that's one we've already talked about. Last year they missed out to the playoffs because of a loss to Bowie. You hope that doesn't come and bite them again this year, but that 1-point game really could be the difference between making the playoffs and not for this Anderson football club.
It really could. When you got 9 teams in a district, it's a tough hunt to get that 4th spot.
Yeah.
Unlike some of these other districts that only have 4, 5, or maybe 6 teams within the district, and it's easy to kind of sift through that. But when you get 9 teams in this District 25 6A that are as good as quality teams, state-ranked teams, as are in this one district alone, it's a tough haul.
Well, the Anderson Trojans have won 3 straight in this series against Aikens. Last time Aikens won a ball game against Anderson, 2015. Last season, the final score 24-15. But 2 of the last 3 times these 2 teams have played, it's been a single-digit victory. So for Anderson, it really hasn't been blowouts in this series.
No, it really hasn't. And Aikens has struggled over the past few years. And the last couple of years, they've become more of a respectable program, Brad.
Yeah.
Not just a team that you can overlook and kick away. So Anderson is really going to have to play heads-up ball, and, of course, they're going to be relying on the strength of their quarterback, who you saw play back in the Taco Shack Bowl.
Yeah, we expect to see a lot of Karsten Gross tonight, number 11 for Anderson. He has 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions this year. He's thrown for 825 yards. The Gross-to-Gross connection that we talked about that opening night, Gross Kiel, his favorite target, already 26 catches and 3 TDs this season. Also look out for Joseph Barron coming out of the backfield with 84 yards a game for this Anderson Trojan football team. For Aikens, the big wide receiver, Greg Borgeson, he's really interesting. They threw it up to him a few times against Cedar Creek down the sidelines and using him as a mismatch. Big, tall receiver out there, averaging about 60 yards a game. And then Nathan Davis out of the backfield for this Aikens attack as they look to put together their second victory of the season. We're going to step aside here for just a minute, let you hear from some of our great sponsors, and then when we come back, we'll have kickoff of tonight's game. Aikens taking on Anderson in a 6A District 25 battle here in downtown Austin. This is SHN Sports presentation of AISD's Thursday Night Game of the Week, brought to you by our friends at Georgetown Jewelry.
2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com. If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105. Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at georgetownshirtcompany.com.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
Back here at House Park, as both teams have taken the field, Aikens taking on Anderson tonight in this 6A District 25 matchup. Glad to have you along. Brad Tillery and Mr. Michael Francis calling the ball game for you tonight. Special thanks to Dave England running camera, and the Pops, Mr. Phil Tillery here helping out, being my spotter tonight as he's visiting for the weekend. We are getting set to get underway. Both teams taking the field. We still got the coin toss to come. Aikens going to wear the white unis tonight. White uniforms, white pants, the dark blue numerals, and the dark blue helmets as well. For Anderson, they're wearing their traditional home garb in the blue unis, trimmed out in yellow with the yellow numerals, the white pants, and the blue helmets. As we like to say, a broadcaster's dream when you're talking about a uniform, because both of them make the numbers easy to see.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We know that Travis and I have had some struggles this season so far with the Eastview Patriots. Their numbers are really slim and slender on their unis, and when those jerseys bunch up, they get kind of hard to read.
The sun has set to the west as we are set for night football. It is a gorgeous night. We're expecting, as most of you know, weather to come through in the area overnight tonight. A far different cry from the 90 degrees we have right now. It's going to be like mid-50s, I think, tomorrow, most of the day, rain coming through. There's some wind blowing out towards the northwest right now. I would guesstimate around 15 to 20 miles an hour. It's been pretty consistent since we got here an hour or two ago. But it is a beautiful, beautiful night for football. as these two teams get set to play a district matchup. And like we said, a really big one, especially if you're Anderson, one that keeps you in the race looking for that playoff spot. Because in this district, and we've talked about it a few times now, it's almost a foregone conclusion that two of the playoff spots are gone the moment the ball is kicked in August with Westlake and Lake Travis.
Oh, absolutely. It's just a gauntlet of a district, as we've mentioned several times. But, it's a great thing, Texas high school football, and the pomp and everything that goes along with it, the high school bands, the drill teams, and everything that goes with is just a phenomenal experience in the state of Texas.
Well, coin toss happening right now. Folks, while we've got a second, remind you as well, don't forget there are games all across the SHN Sports Network this weekend. Tomorrow night, as Aikens, it looks like they have won the toss, and I believe they are going to take the ball first, as it so appears. Let's see here. They have won the toss, and they will receive. So that means Anderson will kick off tonight. Of course, you got Akins and Anderson here tonight. Elsewhere around the network tomorrow, I'll be up in Georgetown calling Cedar Park in Georgetown. That's a big game for the Georgetown Eagles tomorrow night, having already lost their first game of district play there. Leander taking on Round Rock on the network. Cedar Creek and Glen. Eastview takes on Bastrop. Also here on the network, that game that you will be at, good sir. And then Cameron Yo and Gerald. Don't forget as well, Friday night, SHN Friday Night Football. That's going to be on all night long from 7 to midnight. Live drop-ins, game recaps, everything you can imagine, analysis happening on the SHN Sports Network. So hit that like and subscribe button on SHN Sports right now and take care of all that content coming your way tomorrow. And then Saturday, the Southwestern University Pirates on the road in Jackson, Mississippi, taking on Belhaven live from Jackson. We're going to step aside for a second, let you hear the national anthem. When we come back, it'll be kickoff between Aikens and Anderson here at House Park. Stick around. This is SHN Thursday Night Football Game of the Week, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Well, folks, that was the national anthem choir group out there from Anderson performing. Sorry we couldn't really hear it. There was no microphone on the field for being able to amplify through here. So, quite frankly, we couldn't hear it here in the box either. But it is what it is, and I'm sure those folks, the young group out there, did a great job. Always what I think is really cool, Michael, a couple of football players out there in this group. And if you watch the halftime shows, which we'll certainly have for you here on the network tonight as well, and you'll be able to watch, you can usually see a player or two participating in those bands processions as well as playing a game. I think that's really cool.
You'll see that within the Austin Independent School District, but you'll also see that too, Brad, in the lower classifications. Once you get there, there's not as much student body, and so the students are encouraged to participate through multiple sports and also multiple activities across the school.
Yeah, it's. I always think it's really neat. I think people get spoiled. They watch, college sports and pro sports all the time, and you see the focus on one thing, and you get to this level, and there's a bunch of kids out there doing all kinds of different extracurricular activities, not just focusing their time on football. And I always tip my hat to the bands because they're out there in 110-degree heat all summer long getting ready. I live right next to one of the local high schools, And every day they're out there practicing during football season, before football season, just as hard as you can imagine for hours on end. We're set to play ball here tonight. Aikens taking on Anderson as the Anderson Trojans will kick it away. Moving left to right, kicking away for Anderson. Number 7, that's Blaze Darbyshire. And back deep for Aikens will be Nathan Davis, the sophomore. Darbyshire teeing it up. Both teams wearing pink socks tonight in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month here in October. Glad to have you all along as Darbyshire checks with his teammates. Whistle has blown. The run up. Toe meets leather. We're underway here on Thursday Night Football. As Akins Davis will field it around the 8-yard line. Taking it up the middle. Catches a couple of blocks, and he is tackled at the 23. Number 6 with a tackle. That's Nathan Collins.
Well, Darbyshire definitely put a deep kick down to the 6-yard line, and it was up in the air high, so it gave the kicking team time to get down there and circle the receiver or the return man to bring it back and limit his yardage.
So first play of the game set from the 23-yard line here for the Aikens Eagles as Quincy Welch will lead his team out onto the field for the first time. In the backfield with him, Nathan Davis, the man who just had the return. A 4 wide receivers set. There's a handoff up the middle to Davis. Gets through a few tackles and pushes his way forward to the 29-yard line for a quick gain of 6 on first down. Good blocking up front there, Michael. Tackle made there by Jason Sager. 2nd and 4. Aikens taking their time, looking to get the play in. Just underway here. As you can already hear their band fired up below us to our right. 2 wide receivers on each side again. Handoff again to Davis. No fake throws to the near side. That ball caught. And out across the 30 to the 32-yard line goes number 14, Caden Adam. He's going to be about a yard shy of a first down, tackled by Jordan Hood.
Outstanding coverage by Anderson on the play. Aikens with that little bubble screen out to the left didn't gain too much yards.
Good set of downs here for Aikens on the first couple, though, and making a 3rd and 1 situation for themselves as Anderson sets up in a 3-4 defense. There's a handoff going over the right side and tackled in the backfield for a loss. Haddishin Lewis coming up with the tackle, a loss of 4 on the play, and that'll force the Eagles to punt.
Well, that's not the start that they were hoping for. Go 3 and out and have to punt the ball away and put it in the hands of Karsten Gross.
Cameron Langford back deep to return for Aikens after the 3 and out and a really good defensive stand on the 3rd and 1. Kicking away is Nathan Davis, the running back, Mr. Do Everything, the sophomore for the Aikens Eagles. Davis takes the snap. Has to hold it. He was getting rushed, and now he runs to his right, somehow gets the kick away. It's a good one, bouncing at the 40 and out of bounds. What an effort by Nathan Davis to get that punt away, Michael.
It was an outstanding effort by him because he was about to be swallowed up and sacked for a loss, which would be a turnover on downs and put Aikens within or put him in the red zone.
9:53 to go as Anderson gets the ball for the first time tonight, led by Karsten Gross out there. Gross, the tall quarterback, number 11. He's got a great arm, can really spin the football. We saw him earlier this season. Looks like number 80 in the backfield with him, though I can't really tell the number just yet. That's 22, excuse me. Colin Page going out in motion. Gross in the backfield by himself. He'll take the direct snap, go up the middle, breaks 1 tackle. Gets across the 40, but only about 2 yards on the play as the entire Aikens defense was there. Patrick Callahan first on the scene.
Good coverage by Aikens on the quarterback run.
2nd down, 8 to go now for the Anderson Trojans in their first possession of the night. 3 wide receiver set, a tight end tucked in as well. Aikens playing some pretty tight coverage on the outside. Now they'll back off a yard or 2. Colin Page in the backfield, a pitch out to him to the left side. He gets across the 40 to the 45 and out to the 49-yard line. Colin Page with a nice run. They're actually going to mark him short of that to about the 48. And a late flag came down as well, so we'll have to see what that is. If it's where they're marking him, he's right at the sticks.
That's going to be interesting to see. Maybe a block in the back.
I thought there may have been a hold on the outside because Page actually beat the left tackle to his block.
May very well be. I was kind of looking for it more in toward the box, but
the pitch, the left tackle was beaten off the play, but now where they're walking this back from, it's an after the play penalty. Let's see. It is. It's a dead ball foul. A personal foul goes against Anderson. So it's going to be a first down on the run. And it's going to take it out back rather on the 15-yard penalty to the 34-yard line. So 1st and 10, Anderson, but they've lost 5 yards on the drive.
That is interesting right there, for sure.
Split backs in the backfield, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the near side on the right. Joey Barron in the backfield to the right of Gross. There's a handoff coming to the near side, back around the corner. That's Colin Page to the sideline across the 50. He's pushed out of bounds in Aikens territory at the 48. That's a pickup of 18 yards and a first down.
Anderson doing an outstanding effort right now, Brad, of getting the edge and picking up these long yardage first downs and pushing Aikens against the ropes.
Robert Mallett's saving the touchdown with the push out of bounds. So 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line of Aikens is where Anderson has the football. Again, 3 wide receivers to the far side. Page in the backfield. Yet to see Gross throw the ball in this ball game. Snap. He will throw this time. Bubble screen, far sideline. That's caught at the 45, out to the sideline to the 40, and taken out of bounds inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line goes Gross Kiel. So the gross-to-gross connection is 1 for 1 tonight. That one will pick up 10 yards at a first down.
Well, they're just hitting 10-plus every clip so far, Brad. Only one play or maybe 2 plays that.
Yeah. The first play went for 2 yards. Outside of that, everything's been 9, 10-yard gains so far. Again, Page in the backfield with Karsten Gross.
Linebacking core and the DBs are definitely getting their work running side to side.
They're playing real tight on the coverage. A direct snap to Gross going over the right side. He pushes his way to the 45-yard line following a couple of blocks. 35, excuse me. Gain of 3 on the play. Tackle made by Luis Rojas there. And it's 2nd down. Ball right between the hash marks for Anderson here. 7:50 to go in the opening quarter. A very quick-moving opening quarter. First drive still for Anderson. This is the 6th play of the drive for the Trojans. One that started at their own 39. Again, split backs. Barron to the right. In motion goes number 84. That is Kelby Hickerson. Barron takes the handoff on the sweep, and he is met in the backfield and dropped for a 4-yard loss. Looked like number 40 was the first one on the scene. That's Tim Allen. Also Tong, in on the tackle.
Aikens doing an outstanding job of reading that play and making the tackle in the backfield for a loss.
3rd and 11 for Anderson here from their Aikens 39-yard line. Tight formation despite needing 11 yards. Kind of surprised by that. They'll fake the handoff. Gross rolling left, looking to throw back to the near side. Everybody's covered. He's going to fire one deep down the middle. It is incomplete. Pass intended for Jason Sager. Caden Adam there on the defense. That was number 5, for Aikens. Hong Tung on defense deep for Aikens. And it will be 4th down. I thought Tung might have gotten there a little early there, bud.
I thought it was good coverage. He definitely played the ball well. He looked back toward the ball and maybe had his hand on the shoulder just to keep a feel of the receiver, but Gross trying to go for it all in that play right there and ends up 4th down and 11.
So Anderson will punt this one away. Colin Page, the punter, back deep for Aikens should be Nathan Davis. There's the punt, a little end-over-end kick as Page had some pressure on him. It'll take a great Trojan bounce, a couple of high bounces, and will trickle down nicely at about the 6 or 7 yard line. I'll officially mark this at the 6. And that's where Aikens will have their second possession of the night.
Aikens was back against the ropes, Brad, and Anderson was driving really at will, and then Aikens able to put the brakes on. And
it was really that second down play on the run sweep to the left side where Aikens was able to get a drop for 4, make it a 3rd and long situation. And then you saw Anderson trying to do something a little different with a throwback pass, but it was very well covered.
Very well covered by Aikens. They anticipated that play very well.
So here's 1st and 10 for the Eagles with 4 wide receivers in the back, are in the set. Davis in the backfield. He'll take the direct snap, going to the right. Got a convoy of blockers to the 10, out to the sideline, and he's pushed down at the 14. That's an 8-yard pickup for the Aikens Eagles on 1st down. Drew Birdsong pushing him out of bounds. Second and 2 now. Like that play call from Aikens. Get the ball in your running back's hands immediately. And Nathan Davis, almost a wildcat type formation here. They're going to stick with it.
Well, a lot of times you stick with it until they stop it.
Zach Cagle also in the backfield, another direct snap. And this time the turf monster gets Nathan Davis tripping over his left foot there. He had room to run. Instead, he'll just drop 1 yard back to the 13, and it's 3rd down. Halfway through the first quarter, no score. Aikens and Anderson going at it here on AISD Thursday Night Football, presented by Georgetown Jewelry here in the Rob Hip Insurance first quarter. So glad to have you along. That linebacking core playing within about 2 or 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. Another direct snap, cutting up the field, breaking one tackle, and another across to the 15, but no more is Nathan Davis, tackled by a host of Anderson Trojans. Cameron Langford first on the scene. Also credit Josh Hall in there with the tackle, and I believe they held him about a yard short.
Well, the Anderson Trojans are keying on him nearly every play. And he's been successful on a couple of.
Well, that formation kind of gives it away. When you put the running back in the direct snap, you tend to know what they're going to do at that point. A little surprised Aikens went that route already, but after the 1st down pickup on 2nd and 2, not going back to your conventional offense.
Yeah, they got to work in some play action, Brad. They got to try to mix things up. If they're one-dimensional with a single running game, it's going to be a long night for the Aikens Eagles.
Low line drive kick fielded over the head of Langford, coming back to the near side. Makes a couple of men miss, dances across the 50. Another little hop step, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 42. Credit number 7 with the tackle, Nathan Davis, the punter, coming up to make it as Cameron Langford, with a nice return, puts the Anderson Trojans into Aikens territory to start this drive.
Well, the Trojans start off in the Eagle end of the field, and the Eagles are really going to have to step up right here.
Well, great field position for Anderson. Starting at the Aikens 42. Gross taking the snaps with Colin Page to his left. There's a handoff to Page. No fake. Gross is going to keep it. He's across the 40 up to the 35, down the middle of the field. And take it down at the 29-yard line. A 13-yard pickup and a 1st down for Karsten Gross, tackled there by Robert Mallett.
Outstanding read play by Gross right up the middle. And he split the linebacking core of the Eagles and makes big yardage on that, Brad.
Yeah, he saw that end crash down and rightfully kept the football and had plenty of room. And as big as he is, that's a different kind of threat, especially because the way he can throw it. But he's big enough to run a few people over, too.
Yes, he is.
4:05 to go in the opening quarter. Blitz coming. Gross looking to throw. It's picked up well. He's going towards the end zone. Got a man. Incomplete. Thrown behind his intended receiver, Gross Kiel. A little too strong there.
Looked like Gross maybe struggled a little bit making that turn. into the end zone. He kind of went the wrong shoulder, and it kind of threw the whole thing off.
Yeah, he turned in. I think the throw was meant to go out the entire way. Good job by the defensive back, number 8 over there. That's Kimani Smith to take that inside leverage away, though.
Absolutely.
Here's 2nd and 10 from the Aikens 24. Rolling to his left, Gross looking to throw. Got a man over the middle. That ball's caught out to the 15, and down taken there is Joey Barron. That's going to be marked at the 14, and it's going to get him a new set of downs. So 1st and 10 now. Actually, at the 13 is where they will officially mark this football. So Anderson can still get one more first down before they hit pay dirt here. Looking for the first points of the game. Akins playing kind of a modified 3-4 defense as well. Gross looking to pass, being pressured, will spin, throw it away, and into the end zone, out of bounds, incomplete. He was outside the tackle box. Was Gross, and credit Luis Rojas with the pressure there.
Boy, what outstanding effort and presence of mind, though, Brad. Sitting there watching him in the grasp and having the heads-up throw to the end zone out of bounds so that it had no opportunity to be intercepted.
Yeah, it's not a play you see too often at this level.
No, not really.
To have the wherewithal to make sure you get that ball out of your hands.
How many guys would actually have just taken the sack right there?
2nd and 10. Handoff to Barron over the left side on the sweep. Cuts upfield at the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Trojans. A 13-yard run by Joey Barron, and Anderson has the lead. There's a late flag on the field. We'll wait to see what the marker is. Looks like it's going to go against Anderson here.
That was after the play, correct?
Nope, this is going to come back. Illegal block below the waist. So the touchdown comes off the board. That'll wipe it off, and that will take the ball back to the 20-yard line as it was a spot foul. That hurts. So instead of a touchdown, you go to 2nd and 17, and that's a huge break for the Eagles.
Well, those are the kind of things that can kill you, those self-inflicted wounds, and Anderson's had 2 of them so far, Brad.
Yeah, that's the second real big penalty. Other one was a personal foul early in the game that wiped away a first down. There's a pitch out to the near side. Ball on the ground, and it will be picked up by the Eagles. Coming back the other way, Aikens at the 35 to the 40. He's got a convoy of blockers to the 40, 30, 20, 10. Gabe Nino takes it to the house. Touchdown, Aikens Eagles.
What a turn of events, Brad.
Unreal. A touchdown comes off the board for the Anderson Trojans. The very next play, a pitch play, goes awry, and Gabe Nino picks it up and takes it about 74 yards himself the other way.
Outstanding. Turnovers and penalties. That's what kills you.
Well, Akins with a swinging gate formation here. 3:14 to go in the first quarter. See if they go for 2 or not. By the way, the play clock about dead, and it is. If the referees look up, play clock's officially gone. And there's the flag about 5 seconds later.
Interesting that Aikens opted to go for a delay of game.
I don't think they were opting to. I just don't think they had it. Their extra point team was ready, to be quite honest with you, on the quick turn and the quick touchdown. So now they will send the kicking team out. Number 74, Carl Blackman, the tackle, is the kicker for this Aikens ball club.
Yeah, I actually go to church with that young man. They're good. Him and his mom and his brother are really good friends of ours, close family friends.
High snap, kick down, and it is wide left, no good. So your score, with 3:14 to go in the opening quarter of play, the Aikens Eagles lead Anderson 6-0. Back in just a minute with more AISD Thursday Night Football presented by Georgetown Jewelry after these messages.
2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com.
6-0 your score. Aikens leads Anderson as the Aikens Eagles will kick it away here. Going right to left. Gabe Nino with a 75-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown. And on the big swing of events, the play before Anderson had what would appeared was a touchdown, Michael, wiped off the board due to a legal low block. And then the very next play, Nino takes the fumble recovery to the house.
Yeah, nice scoop and score right there, Brad.
So here is Colin Page back deep for the Anderson Trojans. Little high pop-up kick. Be aware, Anderson. That ball fair caught at the 43 by Josh Hall. I kind of like that idea. It was almost a mini offside or onside kick, little pop-up kick, but if you get the other team running the other way and not paying attention, that ball's waiting for you to catch and run.
Oh, absolutely.
.3:14 to go here in the opening quarter. Ball at the 44 for the Anderson Trojans as they will come back out. Let's see if they decide to stick between the tackles with the run game here. They have dominated that aspect so far. The pitch play outside on the fumble. Bit him. Here's Gross up the middle, following a lead blocker, and he'll pick up about 3 on first down.
Man, what an outstanding play by the linebacker. Come in and make the tackle right at the ankles.
Yeah, that was Luis Rojas in at the tackle. 2nd and 7. Anderson's slowing down their attack a little bit. They tend to go a bit faster than this.
It's like they're really trying to catch their rhythm and play their style of football.
There's a snap. Gross back, fires far side. Ball caught at the 44. Spinning off one tackle and going from another. Still on his feet is Gross Kiel out to the 34-yard line. Whew, what a grab, as that one will pick up, 14 and 3 more, 17 yards and a first down.
That was a tough tackle right there. You take him one-on-one, you're going to have a tough time, especially when you try to tackle up high.
Kamani Smith, the man finally to bring down Kiel on the play. Ball at the Aikens 36 as Anderson's driving again, although the Trojans still looking for their first points of the night, trailing this 6-0. There's a snap. Handoff to the near sideline. Coming over the near side is number 22. That's Colin Page down the sideline. He is free to the 10. Can he beat one more man? He does. Touchdown, Anderson Trojans, as they are on the board here late in the first quarter.
And no laundry on the field this time.
No, at all. A 36-yard touchdown run from Colin Page over the right side. And Anderson, with the extra point, has a chance to take the lead.
They're working the edges, Brad, and they're being very successful with it, too.
Well, extra point on the way here for Anderson as Blaze Derbyshire will attempt to give him the lead. Low snap, fielded well, and the extra point is good. Tell you what, credit Reed Garcia there for getting that ball on the low snap and still getting it on the tee, as That will put the Anderson Trojans in the lead. With 1:45 to go in the opening quarter of play, your new score, Anderson 7, Aikens 6. Back with more on AISD's Thursday Night Football Game of the Week, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105.
Well, the Anderson Trojans have the lead after a 3-play, 56-yard drive, taking just 1 minute, 29 seconds off the clock, capped off by a 36-yard touchdown scamper from Colin Page. And Anderson will kick it away, leading by a point, 7-6 here in the opening quarter. 1:45 to go in the frame as Derbyshire runs up on it, kicks it away. Ball will be sailing into the end zone, and it's a touchback. So Aikens will take over at their own 25. Pretty good first quarter here, Michael, and one that you feel like Anderson has kind of dominated for much of the game, especially offensively. They had the better part of possession, but Akins has been opportunistic, forcing a punt when they really needed to, getting the break with the touchdown coming off the board, and then getting the fumble recovery as well.
Yeah, they really have, and hopefully they can get something generating on the offense. So far, they're relying on their quarterback or direct snap to the running back.
Well, they've put him back in a normal running back position here as Quincy Welch is in at quarterback. Fake handoff, throw near side, ball caught, and out to the 30-yard line on the bubble screen is Rocco DeGilia. That's a pickup of 5. DeGilia, he was the starting quarterback earlier this year for this football team until Quincy Welch took over.
I'll tell you what, he has got some size on him, too. He is not a small kid.
2nd and 5 here for Aikens after the nice first down pickup. Fake handoff. Nope, they're going to actually hand this off into the pile, and taken down by the ankle goes Nathan Davis. Number 17 and number 15 there on the tackle. That's Jack Finken and Aiden Thompson, the 2 linebackers for Anderson. Loss of about 3 on the play, so here comes 3rd and 8.
Well, they're going to have to open up their attack, Brad. They're going to have to put the ball in the air and try to get something going downfield. You're 3rd and long right now. You need to be putting it in the air and not keeping it on the ground this deep in your own end zone or your own field.
Trips right, blitz coming, rolling to his right, now throwing. That ball caught at the 30. DeGilia to the 35. That's a first down and more, out to about the 40-yard line as Rocco DeGilia picks up the first down from Quincy Welch and a gain of 13 on the play. Just like you were saying, got to put the ball in the air. Really like the move in the pocket with Welch there if the blitz was coming up the middle.
Right.
And a nice, easy throw.
Good job by the offensive line to keep their blocks and roll the pocket out to the right so that he can make the throw.
Well, Anderson jumps offside. Free play here for Aikens. Ball thrown deep down the right sideline. Incomplete. Correct decision from Quincy Welch as he was just trying to throw one up for Greg Borgeson there. But it's going to be a penalty on the Anderson Trojans and a free 5 yards.
Yeah, the hard count really drew the nose tackle in on the center, and I actually almost butted helmets with him.
I was a little surprised they didn't just call encroachment on contact actually in the middle, but
right.
No worries, still a free 5 for Aikens, so 1st and 5 for the Eagles, and if you're going to take a shot, here's a good chance to do it. Near midfield, 1st and short. Three, 4 defense for the Anderson Trojans. Front 7, all within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage here. Coming out to the near side, looked like a busted play. Ball on the ground, and Welch was able to fall onto it. He and the running back, Nathan Davis, miscommunicated back there, kind of combined with each other, and looked like half the team was going to the right, the other half was coming to the left, and the Aikens Eagles were lucky to get back on that football, as that will be the final play of the opening quarter. Your score after 12 minutes of football here at House Park. The Anderson Trojans lead the Aikens Eagles by a score of 7-6. Back with the second quarter. here on SHN Sports, presentation of Thursday night AISD football, brought to you by our friends at Georgetown Jewelry.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps.
Play it. Back to the second quarter we go, as it is 2nd and 9 now for Anderson after the 4-yard loss. Four wide in the set for the Aikens Eagles as they trail it by a point to Anderson here on Thursday Night Football. Three wide receivers to the near side, one to the far. Aikens got to get the snap off. They barely do. Throw down the middle. It is overshot. Intended receiver on the post route, number 24 over here, was Jay-Sean Upton. Defended there by Jordan Hood, and here comes 3rd and 9.
Well, I'm sorry,
No,
Brad.
go ahead, bud. You're good.
He was definitely open. He just led him a little too far, Brad. That would have been an excellent play by Akins had they been able to connect.
I thought they got a little fortunate to get the snap off, because from my angle, it sure looked like it was a delay of game and the clock had expired. Third and 9, rolling to the right. Welch looking for somewhere to go with it. Throws it high and out of the hands. Intended for Antoniou Lopez. And it will fall incomplete. Looked like Cameron Langford was there on defense for Anderson. Kind of a tough throw. That play was well covered. And here comes 4th down. So Aikens, a drive where they had 1st and 5 after that offsides. 1st and 5 at the 45. We ended up going backwards and have to punt this one away.
Well, they had some success actually moving the ball on that possession and unable to convert with this series of downs from that last 1st down with the 1st and 5, as you mentioned.
Nathan Davis punting it away. Nice high spiraling kick. Fair catch called for. Bobbled on the ground as the football. Who gets on it? And it will be Anderson. My goodness, Aikens had a shot at it. The ball, Jaden Williams was right there as the ball fell out of the hands of Cameron Langford, bounced off his pads, and Williams just could not fall on the football.
Yeah, he was hauling, and his momentum threw him beyond the football, and he was pounding the ground because he knew he had that fumble, that turnover.
Well, that would have been a huge play for the Aikens Eagles. Instead, Anderson gets the ball at their own 16 as Karsten Gross comes in there with a couple of running backs. Ball on the left hash mark. Handoff to Barron over the left side. Makes one man miss and then pushes out to about the 18-yard line. They're going to officially mark him at the 19, so a 3-yard pickup in 2nd down. Scores from around the area. Some Thursday night action going on at the half. Rouse and Maine are all tied up at 3.
Well, that one's interesting.
A little surprising score there at Bible Stadium. Cedar Ridge also at the half against Hendrickson, 14-0. The Ridge on top. Wimberley leads Eastside Memorial 21-0. As it is 2nd and 7 here for Anderson. A couple of more scores we'll give you after this play. Actually, one more. Seguin leads Travis down at Burger Stadium, 14-0. Quick flare out to the far sideline. That ball caught by Colin Page. Makes one man miss. Gets out across the 25. Thrown down out of bounds at the 30. A pickup of 11 and a 1st down for Anderson. Patrick Callahan there on the tackle.
Yeah, we saw plays like that last Friday night, Brad, that was a penalty.
That was borderline right there. It was real close.
Right. And that's kind of the way it was. We didn't think that it was a penalty, but they were throwing the flags on stuff like that too.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Anderson Trojans here at their own 30-yard line. 7-6 your score. Anderson leads Aikens here in the second quarter. Handoff. Barron takes it up the middle, gets a great push from that offensive line. They are 2 or 3 levels forward, as it'll be an 8-yard pickup, but a flag thrown right in the middle of the pile.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Typically that would be a holding call right there, but I'm thinking maybe he got his face mask pulled.
Yeah, I don't know, because that was a really nice push by the offensive line. Wait for the official here. Nobody's backing up just yet for either team. Officials trying to figure out where we're going to go here. They are going to walk this one back. So against Anderson, a chop block called against the Anderson Trojans. I was going to say I didn't see a hold in there at all, but
I didn't either.
The chop block in the pile, the referee was in good position to see it if it happened, and I have no reason to doubt that it did, so the penalty moves the ball back to the 21-yard line. That's the third penalty, I believe, for Anderson. It's gone for at least 15 yards today.
Yeah, I think it is the second chop block called on Anderson tonight.
1st and 19 now for Anderson as they all look at their left wrist where the play calls are. Anderson needs the 40 for a new set of downs. Gross takes the snap. Hands it off to Barron. Coming over the near side, and he's spun down in the backfield for a loss. Really nice play by Darius Peters to shoot through there and make the tackle. And here comes a late flag as I think Peters is going to get called for a personal foul. A little extracurricular activity after the play. And that penalty that Anderson just put themselves in a hole in, well, they just got right back out of it.
Well, you hate to see that. If that ends up being a penalty on Akins, when they got such great penetration and made that great tackle for a loss.
That was a 7-yard loss on the play, and it's going to be for naught, as that's an automatic first down on the 15-yard walk-off. The great play by Darius Peters. He got a little too exuberant after the play, and they caught it. So the penalty goes against him, and it's 1st and 10, Anderson from the 29 now.
Yeah, that's a tough one to take right there, Brad. You make a phenomenal play, and you let your teammate down by doing something so silly and costing your team.
1st and 10 from the 29, 9:57 to go in the first half. Rolling to the right, Gross steps up. He will throw, and it is incomplete, overshooting Barron out around the 45-yard line. Coverage really well done out there by number 28. That's Anthony Tijerina.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Anderson didn't get called for another hold, as the running back, when he was making his block, wrapped his elbow around the neck of the defender and didn't get called for it. I thought for sure, because it was a clothesline, I thought for sure he was going to get rung up on it, and he didn't.
2nd and 10 here. Gross calls for the snap, keeps it himself. Direct snap to the right side. Breaks out a one tackle, but not another. Just able to get to the 31-yard line. A really good gang tackling effort there from the Aikens Eagles. Credit to Elijah Hernandez in there with the tackle. Also big number 40, Tim Allen. Just a quick gain of 2, and it's 3rd and 8.
You know, it's good to see Aikens is actually getting some penetration up there on the line of scrimmage, Brad.
Their defense playing very, very well here so far tonight.
Yeah, they really are. That defensive front is actually controlling the line of scrimmage right now. And that's giving the linebackers the opportunity to get in there and put pressure on Gross and making him make some poor decisions, quick decisions that they're not able to get the production that they were earlier in the game.
Timeout called by the Anderson Trojans. 9:08 to go here in the Rob Hipp Insurance second quarter. The Anderson Trojans lead the Aikens Eagles by a score of 7-6 at House Park in beautiful downtown Austin. Here on SHN Sports Thursday night game of the week, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Glad to have you folks along. Brad Tillery and Mr. Michael Francis up here in the booth with me tonight. And like we told you folks earlier, a series that, yes, Anderson's won 3 straight in this series, but 2 of those 3 wins by very, very close margins. Last year, just a 9-point game, and here Aikens really bowing up and playing some good defense. A game that I didn't necessarily think would be low scoring coming into tonight, but here we have one, a defensive battle, and Aikens' touchdown also a defensive score.
Yeah, it's good to see Aikens actually step up. The defense is really carrying the Eagles right now and need to get some good offensive production going.
Yeah, this is an Aiken team that had been lit up the last few weeks. 58 points, 49 points, 68, and 45 against that defense. Now, granted, a couple of those games were against Westlake, Lake Travis, and Del Valley, 3 teams that we know can put some points on the board. But still, this is a very different performance for this Aikens team tonight.
Well, last week, Del Valley hung 77 on Austin High.
I was here to watch it. 3rd down and 8, rolling to his left. Gross makes one man miss. Now we'll throw to the near sideline. It is in and out of the hands of Gross Kyle. Man, Karsten Gross did one heck of a job to keep that play alive. He had Kiel, open at the 45 for the first down. He just dropped it.
Well, the defender who made first contact, he made a huge mistake by just leading with his shoulder instead of wrapping up.
4th down and 8 now, as the punting unit will come on. Back deep for Aikens. Appears to be number 11, Robert Mallett. As the punt is away, a short punt that will land shy of the 50. Take a little bit of an Anderson bounce, but the Aikens Eagles are going to get great field position here as that ball dies at their own 43-yard line.
That's going to be their best field position, starting field position on the night.
Yeah, by far. Actually, the best starting field position Aikens has had before this drive was the 25-yard line all night long. So really, really nice job for the Aikens Eagles defense to step up, get a great starting position for their offense, and with 8:47 to go here in the Rob Hipp Insurance second quarter, a chance for Aikens to take the lead down by a point.
Well, we kind of suspected that this game could possibly be a blowout tonight, but Aikens really stepping up.
First snap to the near sideline, and on the running play out to the 44 goes Nathan Davis. Picks up about a yard. Tackle made by Josh Hall, and here comes 2nd down. And we'll have to hang on for a second. One of the Anderson Trojans players is down and injured towards the near sideline. Hope the young man is okay. By the way, a penalty called. 5-yard penalty. I didn't see what the penalty was. But it will be still first down, for Aikens, as that will come back. And so the 5-yard penalty will put Aikens back at the 38 once we resume play. But first and foremost, and most importantly, the young man down here who is being helped up, and the Anderson Trojan player looks to be okay as he will walk off the field. By the way, some scores elsewhere. We've talked about the college score, or the high school scores in the area. There's some college games going on, including one of interest for Central Texas, as Texas State's playing tonight down at home. They are taking on the UL Monroe Warhawks. Actually, that game is not even kicked off. It doesn't kick off until 8:15. One game in progress. NC State leads Syracuse 6-0 late in the second quarter. Also in the NFL, 7-0 New England over the New York Giants. There's a direct snap, looking to pass, now coming near side with room. Nathan Davis to the 45, out to the 50. Down the sideline into Anderson territory, lays a big lick down on the defender. Cameron Langford and he kind of met like a couple of freight trains at the 34, but that's a first down run and a pickup of, let me do some quick math here because it's not something I'm good at. It'll be 16 and another 12, 28 yards on the play.
Boy, he had a good head of steam, Brad. You heard that, Khalid. You heard those pads pop up here in the press box.
7-6, and Aikens, I believe this is their deepest penetration tonight at the 34-yard line of Anderson. Fake handoff, throw near side, ball caught. Out to the 30, down the sideline, and dragged down from behind is Antoniou Lopez. Tackle made by Joe Massaquoi. Will be a pickup of, let me see, they put him down to 29, so should be a pickup of 5 on the play. Here comes 2nd and 5. Good first down play. And, every time they've gone to that bubble screen on first down, they've picked up 5 or 6 yards, have the Aikens
Eagles.
Eagles.
It's really been working for them.
Welch throws far side again, another bubble screen, ball caught, and this time the tackle is made behind the line of scrimmage. Drew Birdsong coming in to make the play as he's able to wrap up Jay-Sean Upton. That ball goes back to the 31-yard line, so a loss of 2 on the play, and here's 3rd and 7.
Well, the receiver, when he caught the ball, he turned the wrong way, and that allowed the defender to actually catch up with him. If he'd spun back the opposite way, he could have turned that into some good yardage.
With all these bubble screens, though, it could set up later in the game a fake bubble screen, throw down the middle to one of your tight ends or inside receivers kind of running a post route, a little skinny post. 3rd and 7 here, dropping back to pass. Welch looking to throw, and he is sacked as he stepped up to try to make the throw. Several Anderson Trojans there to make the tackle. We'll credit big number 99, Akins Houseman, with the sack, as the ball will be spotted at the 37 and a loss of 6. So Aikens going backwards after getting all the way down to the 29, and the Eagles will have to punt this one away.
Yeah, that's frustrating when you have some success actually moving the ball, but at the same time, as they struggled throughout the first quarter and into the second quarter, Brad, it gives them a boost of confidence that they can move the ball on this team. They just have to make the connections and finish through.
Anderson's not going to send anyone back deep here in shallow territory, kind of guard against the fake. It's a high end-over-end punt that will take a bounce and then check backwards at the 10 and officially down at the 13-yard line. Man, I wish I could make a pitching wedge do that.
Right.
As we have 6:02 to go here in the second quarter, with Anderson leading Aikens by a score of 7-6.
That's really a surprising score, Brad.
I'm shocked. I thought this would be a little more high-scoring, but the Aikens defense has really shown up well tonight. And, if they can get a little more modicum of offense going, I'll tell you what, Aikens, they got this game right where they want it, just down a point here halfway through the second quarter.
Now, the other thing about it, too, is with the offense moving the ball like they did in that last possession, Brad, it gave the defenses some time to breathe and get some rest.
Yeah, it was our 5-play possession last time. Quick throw, far side, ball caught to the running back, Colin Page. He goes up the sideline and pushed out of bounds around the 20. Darius Peters there on the tackle. Ball officially marked at the 21, so that'll be an 8-yard gain. 2nd down and 2 here for the Anderson Trojans. Stick around, folks. During the halftime, you'll get the chance to see all the band action out there. Listen in to that, and then we'll be back for the second half of action. Get you caught up on scores from around the area. Remind you about all the games happening on the network tomorrow night as well. Big Friday of football coming up. There's a handoff near side. That goes to Page, and he is met at the line of scrimmage. No more, as the Aikens defense does a really good job. Gabe Nino, the man who scored the touchdown earlier on the scoop and score, makes the tackle there.
Man, that Aikens defensive front, Brad, they're really filling the gaps and blocking the running lanes and not giving Anderson the opportunity to run the ball up the middle.
You made the point earlier that they're really controlling the line of scrimmage enough to where the linebackers can come up and make their tackles and shoot the gaps really well. And there you saw it again with Nino making that last tackle. 3rd down and 2 here. Direct snap, and again, just into the line of scrimmage. Maybe picking up a yard was the quarterback, Gross. He tried to reach out, but I don't think he got this. I believe he's about a yard short. In fact, they will mark him short. Credit Elijah Hernandez with the tackle. Anderson's going to choose to punt. That's a big stop. Anderson had this 2nd and 2. They had an 8-yard first down play, and then a couple of runs up the middle, picking up just one more yard. That Aikens defense just playing stout football right now.
They're really playing tough. Where Anderson is deviating from their game plan from the first quarter, Brad, is that they were working the edges and they were getting around the corners on Aikens and picking up significant yardage.
Yeah, the touchdown run was around the edge, too, earlier. The 36-yard touchdown run from Colin Page was a sweep play to the far sideline. So you're right, that was where their success was coming. But, man, this Aikens defense up the middle, Anderson keeps trying it, keeps trying to push it, and it's just not there right now. So
what that's telling me is that Aikens doesn't have a lot of speed. Their strength is in the middle in their linebacking core and their linemen, and Anderson's trying to hammer away at that like they're trying to eat up the clock, but they're not having the success.
I'm a little surprised Anderson's not putting this game more on the shoulder of Karsten Gross. Because Gross can throw the ball pretty well, and he's got some receivers to work with.
And he's only made 1 or 2 deep throws down the field.
So 4:01 to go here in the second quarter of play. 4th and 1 for Anderson, as Aikens will send Robert Mallett deep.
Of course, you could look for a fake right now as a direct snap to the up back.
Be a little surprised if they fake it this deep in their own territory.
See how much confidence they have.
They will just punt this one away. Pretty good rush by Aikens there as the punt does get away. Fire drill as the ball bounces around the 45. And it will settle down around the 48-yard line. So Aikens with great field position. They will start this in Trojan territory.
And now this is the best starting field position they've had all night long.
3:49 now left in the second quarter. Ball at the Anderson 48 for the Aikens Eagles as they take over.
Wow, there's a lightning delay right now up in McKinney, between Plano and McKinney right now.
Well, that's far enough away from here. We don't have to worry about it. 1st and 10, quick throw. Near side, ball caught out to the 45 and down to the 43-yard line goes Greg Borgeson. He's a really big target for this Aikens team. Surprised we haven't seen more of him tonight. By the way, Cameron Langford with the tackle. Borgeson made some really nice catches earlier this year against Cedar Creek. I was expecting to see more of him in this first half. That is a pickup of 6, though, on first down, so 2nd and 4 for Aikens as Quincy Welch continues to take the snaps. That is not Welch, actually. That's the running back. Excuse me, Nathan Davis coming around the near side, trying to spin off a tackle. Now he'll wisely just throw the football, and it's incomplete. He actually had Greg Borgeson in the area, but because it was a direct snap and he was behind the line, he just threw the ball away wisely instead of taking about a 6-yard loss as Hadashon Lewis was spinning him around and nearly took him down there.
Well, I'll tell you what, he showed some real good dexterity right there, Brad, because he was held by the shoulder pads and then by the jersey, and he was able to spin out of it and make a heck of a throw and almost a playable ball.
It's the best incompletion I've seen all year. Here's 3rd and 4. Fake handoff. Welch looking to throw. Now is going to take off. Trying to pick up a block across the 40. Lowers the shoulder. And out to about the 38-yard line. This is going to be real tight looking for a first down. Jack Finken there on the tackle. I mean, this is right on the sticks.
I think it's just short.
Yeah, he's about maybe 4 inches short here. It's not much. Aikens going to line up quick and go for this. Going under center as well. He's a big quarterback. There's the push up the middle by Anderson, and now here's the scrum, and it looks like Aikens picked it up. The initial push had Anderson stopping that run, but the running backs got in there and started with kind of the old rugby scrum play and pushed it forward.
That's what it reminded me of. When you said scrum, I'm sitting there thinking, man, this looks like a rugby match right here. You're waiting to see that one big guy pop out of the pile and head toward the end zone.
Clock rolling, 2:21 to go here in the first half of play. Aikens driving, ball at the 37. This now the 5th play of the drive. Welch looking to throw. He will throw it deep. He's got a man towards the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown, Aikens Eagles. Nathan Davis hauling it in from 37 yards out, and the Eagles have the lead. There's the long pattern down the middle. We've been saying it might be there. And Aikens strikes for the big touchdown, 37 yards. My goodness, actually 42 yards. I had it wrong.
Yeah, what an outstanding job by Davis to get behind the defender and take it into the house.
Swinging gate play, keeping the ball. Davis on the right side, dives for the pylon. Did he get there? Yes, he did. 2-point conversion's good for Aikens. And the Eagles get the extra point they missed back from earlier. With 1:58 to go in the opening half, the Aikens Eagles lead Anderson 14-7.
Yeah, what a thought right there, Brad. Who would have thought that it would turn around like this, right?
What a interesting first half here so far. As the TD pass from Welch to Davis from 42 yards makes it 14-7. And Aikens has put the pressure on the Anderson Trojans here before the half, and Anderson's going to have to try to find some points. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish yours.
No, I had it wrong, but Anderson actually does get the ball first in the second half, so they can score and then maybe double dip here.
You're looking with, as you mentioned, less than 2 minutes to go in the half, and Anderson is really going to have to rely on the arm of Karsten Gross and get them downfield, or go back to running around the edges again and use their speed, because their speed is overwhelming the Aikens secondary.
5 plays, 48 yards. The drive lasted 1 minute and 49 seconds as the pop-up kick is fair caught. And Anderson will take over in their own territory, right around the, I believe, 35-yard line or so, and they're going to mark it right at the 35. 1:58 to go in the second half, or the second quarter, rather. Anderson with 1 timeout left. Aikens still has their full complement, so if they can get a stop here, possible for Aikens to maybe get the ball back and look for some more points.
Right. Or at least go into the locker room with the halftime lead.
Snap. Gross keeps it himself around the left end. He will break 1 tackle and get out to the 40-yard line, so a 5-yard pickup for Karsten Gross, the quarterback, tackled by Patrick Callahan there. Here comes second down. We'll see if Anderson decides to hurry this up a little bit with 1:40 to go on the clock. Gross takes the snap, rolls right, looking to throw. He's got a man at the 50. It's caught into Aikens territory, down to the 44. Goes Antoniou, that was number 84, Kelby Hickerson, the tight end going out for the catch. Luis Rojas with the tackle. Ball at the 46-yard line. That's a 14-yard gain and a first down.
Tell you what, you can say what you want. This Aikens Eagles team, they tackle hard.
Yeah, they do. First down, throw near sideline, caught by Gross Kiel. He's off to the races at the 25. Cuts back inside the 20, and down to the 15-yard line. Gross Kiel with a 31-yard pickup and a first down for Anderson. Anthony Tijerina, the only man standing between Kiel and a touchdown. Timeout called by Anderson with 1:02 to go now in the first quarter of play, or first half rather. 14-7, Aikens leads it after the big touchdown strike, but Anderson's looking to quickly take the lead back.
So notes, you sit there and look at what does Aikens struggle with. They're struggling with speed on the outside edges, and they're also struggling with tempo.
Yep.
If Anderson goes into their tempo offense, Aikens has a hard time catching up.
We'll see if if Anderson sticks with it in the second half. Right now they're trying to get some points on the board before the end of the half. By the way, the timeout was called by Aikens, not Anderson. So Anderson still has theirs in their back pocket. Updates, by the way, from college football. NC State leads 13-0. That game about to go to the half against Syracuse, although Syracuse looks like they're lining up for a field goal real quick. UL Monroe leading down in San Marcos against Texas State 7-0, but Texas State driving in that ball game. Let's see. Elsewhere, as There's events going everywhere tonight. Patriots lead 14-6 over the Giants in the second. And if you're a baseball fan, the Houston Astros 4-1 in the 7th inning in a decisive Game 5. Here's a minute and 2 seconds to go. Gross rolling to his right. Has a man open near the sideline. Ball caught and taken down immediately. Joey Barron with the catch. But credit Rojas coming up with that tackle. You were just mentioning how sound the tackling has been tonight for Aikens, and there's another example. Second down, clock rolling, 40 seconds to go. Gross passing, near sideline, ball caught. Gross Kiel pushes into the end zone, and it will be marked just shy of a touchdown, but a flag is also down.
So it'll be interesting to see what this call is.
I think it's defensive pass interference. The Anderson student section across the way not too happy with the call. They're marking him about a foot shy, and if it's a defensive penalty, then this is going to be 1st and 6 inches. Yep, face mask on the play. Ball to the 1-yard line with 31 seconds to go. Penalty was called against Kamani Smith on defense. Clock will start back up. Anderson 1st and goal. Fake handoff. Kiel Gross follows his blockers. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Anderson Trojans. Karsten Gross on the 1-yard plunge. And Anderson now an extra point away from tying this up right before the half.
Well, that was a quick answer. They scored within less than 2 minutes, Brad.
Yeah, that drive took, a minute and 39 seconds to get down the field. A 6-play drive at that, going 65 yards. Now we'll see if the extra point is good. It is not, and Akins will hold on to the lead.
My. You're going in at halftime right now. What do you think that the coaches are going to be talking about?
I mean, if you're Aikens, I think you're right. The adjustment that's got to be made defensively is you got to start watching the spread and the tempo, because I think Anderson may have found something there, throwing the ball a little more, getting the ball in the hands of playmakers. On offense, though, keep doing what you're doing for the last drive or two if you're Aikens. Get the ball outside quick with a passing game. Try to hit a deep shot if you can down the middle, because you got a cornerback in Welch, Quincy Welch, who can throw the ball well deep. He threw a nice ball for that touchdown earlier to Davis.
Yeah, and what was really interesting about that pass, Brad, he really lofted that thing up in the air. It had some hang time.
He let Davis run under the football. That's
right.
what you do on a good deep pass. Actually, a guy that lives here in the city of Austin threw the best deep pass I've ever saw, Jeff Blake. That's what he did. He never had the strongest arm, but he threw the ball with the right amount of loft and allowed his receivers to run under the football. Anderson will kick this one away with 19 seconds to go in the opening half. Little squib kick. Ball bouncing, fielded at the 35. And taken down around the 37-yard line is Michael Munsif. So we'll see if Aikens decides to just take a knee and go to the half, or if they will attempt to run a play or two here with 14 seconds to go.
Yeah, that's an interesting call.
You got the field position where you might want to take one shot, maybe down the middle, and see what happens. If you can get 15, 20 quick yards, you got a couple of timeouts. You can throw one to the end zone.
Right. So the other school of thought on that too, though, are you content to go in at halftime with the lead and not unintentionally put the ball on the ground and give Anderson a chance to?
I don't know with 2 timeouts that I wouldn't try something. Well, they will hand this one off instead to the near sideline. Here comes Nathan Davis, and he's going to be horse-collared tackled out of bounds. That's going to be an extra 15 yards. And so now you are talking about an opportunity for Aikens to potentially shoot one toward the end zone, as Anderson continues to talk as we go out of bounds here.
Well, I tell you what, he had the face mask, and then he was going to get hit with another personal foul. But on the sidelines, number 20 for Aikens evidently said some language that really got the referee upset, and I mean, he was down there scolding him. So you
You
may have
hope it's not
offsetting.
offsetting because
Yeah.
Aikens, for Aikens anyway, because that would be a huge penalty against the Aikens. They're not going to offset this, though. They're about to walk this off against Anderson, it appears.
The face mask the personal foul may not. Personal foul may be
You could call
offsetting.
dueling dead ball personal fouls with all the smack talking down there, but the face
Right.
mask would be during the play.
Yes.
So the offsetting would happen after the play, so the penalty still counts on the 15 yards. There's 7 seconds to go in the half, and Akins can look at throwing one to the end zone here. I think we're just trying to clarify to the coaches what the penalties are and who it's against. Well, there will be a penalty against Anderson officially. Face mask is the call on the near sideline. And so Aikens with the ball at the 41. Maybe you run one more quick play with 7 seconds to go. You do have 2 timeouts in the pocket. So you could theoretically run one short one to try to get a little closer before throwing one to the end zone here. And there's the quick throw near sideline. Ball caught, got out of bounds. And he does so with 2 seconds on the clock. Well done by Greg Borgeson as the ball will be spotted at the 29.
And picks up another first down in the process.
So now Aikens can take a real shot at the end zone here. 2 seconds to go. Ball at the 29. Anderson already with a man back at the goal line. That looks to be Will Fonken, the DB back there. 4 wide for the set for Aikens. They will throw down the right side. It is caught, I do believe. No, it fell to the ground. My goodness. Nathan Davis went up for it. He has the ball in his hands, but they say it hit the ground before he could come down with it. Man, he went up between 3 defenders, and I thought he had it.
I thought he had it, too. I never did see it hit the ground. But at the very least, Aikens made a strike for the end zone, Brad. They had that confidence. Just as you had mentioned,
Yep.
They came out on the ensuing kickoff and took it down the field. They didn't just take the 19 seconds and a knee and take it to the house for the halftime. They ended up driving it down the field and almost scored.
Well, folks, your score had your score with 24 minutes of football in the books. Aikens over Anderson, 14-13. We got a good one here at House Park tonight.
Yes, we do.
On AISD's Thursday Night Football Game of the Week presented by Georgetown Jewelry. We're going to step aside, let you hear from some sponsors real quick, then we'll come back, have the bands playing for you. Mr. Michael Francis and I will be back just a few minutes before the second half of action to recap scoring, get you caught up from scores around the area, and set up this great second half we have coming in front of you. Aikens 14, Anderson 13 at the half. Stay tuned.
Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at GeorgetownShirtCompany.com.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105. 2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com.
Welcome back to House Park, and we are going to let you enjoy the sound of the high school marching bands of the Aikens Eagles and the Anderson Trojans. Brad and I will be back with you shortly. Stay tuned to AISD Thursday Night Football on SHN Sports.
Continuing our halftime entertainment is our big and bold Aikens Eagle Band. The Eagle Band is under the direction of Head Drum Major Alyssa Wadiarachi and Assistant Drum Majors Jillian Ibarbo and Johnny Moreno. The color guard captains are Jenna Thornton and Nina Vasquez. The Eagle Band would like to join us in congratulating our section of the week, the saxophone section. Tonight, the Eagle Band's halftime show features the music of Astor Piazzolla and Arturo Marquez, with music arranged by Tim Hinton and drill designed by Stuart Schulman. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rhythm Study. behalf of the Aikens High School Fine Arts, we would like to wish the Anderson High School Band's Color Guard and Dance Team the best of luck this school year.
And now, taking the field to continue your halftime entertainment, the award-winning 2019-2020 Anderson High School Trojan Bells Dance Team and Trojan Band. The Trojan Bells are under the direction of Mrs. Kayla Orton and Miss Lauren Rojas. The bell officers are Junior Lieutenant Nora Brock, Junior Lieutenant Leah Mazubi, Senior Lieutenant Janie Bilby, First Lieutenant Callie Wilson, and Captain Kate Upchurch. The social officers are Emma Ellis and Shelby Owens. The bell of the week is Kate Upchurch, and officer's choice is Mari Pitts. Tonight, the Bells will be performing a traditional high kick routine to Macho Nacho. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Trojan Bells. Trojan Bells. And now, to continue your halftime entertainment, please welcome Anderson's oldest and proudest tradition, the pride of Northwest Austin, the 2019 Trojan Marching Band. Drum majors for the Trojan Band are Sapriti Perajuli, Sofia Campos, and Lila Tamburano. Soloists are Coco Monroe and Anissa Rajat. Officers of the band are co-presidents Leah Dubio and Stephen O. Vice President Chase McKay. Librarians Tabor Clifton and Helena Lewis. Band managers Aiden DiCarlo and Alex Pock. The Trojan Band Marchers of the Week are Paloma Lasavilla, Kelly Tran, An Daihan, Leah Zimmerman, and Birdie Niles. The Trojan Band would like to thank the Anderson community for their generosity during our 25th Flamingoing fundraiser. We would also like to thank the following businesses for their sponsorship: Arboretum Vision Care, Austin Capital Bank, Bartlett Tree Experts, Barnes Lipscomb Stewart and Knott, Easter and Easter Realtors, the Med Spa at Northwest Hills, Nest Properties Austin, Pokey Joe Smokehouse, Premium Cabinets, Thai Cuisine, and Blue Dragon Plumbing. Thank you for supporting the Trojan Band. Tonight, the Trojan Band will perform their 2019 production entitled Across the Universe. Ladies and gentlemen, the Trojan Band!
Well, the halftime shows are over. Great job by both bands out there as we get set for the second half of action here on AISD's Thursday Night Football Game of the Week, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Aikens leads Anderson in a bit of a surprise here, 14-13 at the half. Brad Tillery, Michael Francis up here in the booth with you tonight as the Aikens Eagles have come out. They took a 6-0 lead in the first quarter. It was a Gabe Nino fumble recovery, returned 75 yards for a touchdown on the scoop and score, making it 6-0. Extra point was missed for Aikens. Very next drive, though, Anderson answers. It was a 3-play, 56-yard march. 1 minute, 29 seconds off the clock, capped off by a Colin Page 36-yard touchdown run. Extra point good. 7-6 Anderson with the lead. The two teams would trade punts a few times before late in the second quarter, the Anderson Trojans would take the ball over, and they would go 5 plays, 48 yards after getting great field position, and a 42-yard bomb to the big running back, Nathan Davis from Quincy Welch, would make it 12-7 in favor of Akins. The extra point, well, the 2-point conversion was good. It was a swinging gate play. Also, the running back Davis taking that one in, just getting to the pylon. 14-7 Aikens there with just under 2 minutes to go. But then Anderson would strike back right before the half. 6 plays, 65 yards. It was capped off by a Karsten Gross 1-yard touchdown run on the quarterback keeper. Extra point, no good. And that's what we have right now here at House Park. 14-13. Aikens leads Anderson as both teams take the field here for half number 2. And Michael, we talked about it throughout the broadcast and through halftime. A little surprising with this score, but I tell you what, this Aikens team's playing some really good football.
They really are, and it's surprising. You know, we both of us came out here with some preconceived ideas that, you know, this could possibly be a higher scoring game or a lopsided game. Not necessarily in Aikens' favor, but Aikens has really shown up tonight and is playing this Anderson team tough, which historically, that's what it's shown.
Yep. It's right there with history. We talked about it a few times tonight. The last 3 years, Anderson has won this ball game between these two teams, but 2 of those 3 matchups have been won in the single digits. So been closer games than you would think. Scores from around the area just to keep you updated on what's going on. In the third quarter, Manor leads Rouse in a defensive slugfest, 6-3 up at AC Bible Stadium. Hendrickson trails Cedar Ridge 21-14. That game just starting the fourth quarter. Wimberley is all over Eastside Memorial 44-0. And Seguin is taking down Travis at the half 38-7 down at Burger Stadium in South Austin. But the game of the night really is right here, if you ask me. 14-13 your score between Aikens and Anderson. It's a pivotal matchup as far as the standings go here in the district. But for Anderson, especially big, because if they drop another win, their road to the playoffs gets that much harder. Aikens comes in winless in district, 0-4 so far in district play. Anderson 1-2 here in 6A District 25. But for Anderson, you know, with those 2 losses already on the books, and they still have games against Westlake and Travis ahead of them, they got to pile up wins while they can.
Yeah, they've got to while they can, and this is a key game for them tonight if they want to have any shot at that 4th spot. And as we mentioned earlier, you know, typically in August when that first kickoff is made, Westlake and Lake Travis usually seal up those first 2 spots in any district that they're in.
Yeah, if they're in a district together, you might as well just say goodbye to about half the playoff spots just about every year with the way those two schools crank out football teams. Aikens will kick it away going right to left, so they're kicking into they're kicking into the wind here, so they'll get the wind at their back in the fourth quarter. It's a short kick. That's a live ball fielded at the 20-yard line by the return man, Colin Page, and he'll get out to about the 32, which is where Anderson will take over for their first drive of the second half.
The thing that I've been impressed with Aikens all night long is that those guys flock to the ball and they hit hard. They're making some very, very hard tackles.
They haven't missed many tackles tonight either. That's
no,
the other
they really
team.
haven't. They've missed 1 or 2 where they led with the shoulder and didn't wrap up, but they've laid some wood tonight on these Anderson Trojans.
Well, Anderson with the ball right near the middle of the field between the hash marks. Ball at the 32. 1st and 10 Anderson to start the second half here. Hear the drum line across the way, marching back to their seats. There's a handoff to Barron over the left side. Drags 1 tackler with him across the 35 out to the 36-yard line for Joey Barron. Darius Peters there with a tackle. 4-yard gain on first down. Anderson, we talked about it before the half. They come out and might try to go up tempo and throw it a little more, but they've gone back to that slowed down rhythm that they had for most of the first half.
Yeah, when they've been in tempo and they're running on the edges, they have controlled this defense. But whenever they try to pound it up the middle, it's a slog fest because Aikens controls that defensive line.
Colin Page in the backfield. Karsten Gross going to keep it himself, just going right up the middle on the design quarterback run out to the 42. That's a first down for Anderson on the 6-yard gain. Darius Peters again with the tackle for Akins along with Elijah Hernandez. But there you see, we've seen it a few times tonight where they've given it to Karsten Gross just on the design keeper right up the middle and using his frame. Now Akins really crowding the line of scrimmage. They've got 8 men within 3-4 yards of the line of scrimmage here. New Aikens. Make it 9. Snap back. Gross to pass. Looking over the middle. That is complete to Gross Kiel into Aikens territory down to the 37-yard line. That'll be a 25-yard pickup and a first down. Tackle made by Peters again.
Now that's what we expected to see from Karsten Gross tonight, was to open up some passing, and he hits one right down the middle.
It's a 21-yard pickup on the play. Split back to the backfield as they do with the check with me offense. Back to the sideline. Aikens leads the ball game by a point. Fake handoff. Gross rolling to his right. Under pressure. Gets out of one tackle. Cuts up the field, and he is hit hard at the 32-yard line. Taken down at the 31 officially. Sergio Ray laying the wood there for Aikens, but not before he picks up 6. Luis Rojas also in on the tackle.
If Aikens had a little bit more speed, Brad, they would have had him in the backfield.
Yeah, he just missed him.
Just out of the arm's reach of the defender.
2nd and 4. Ball at the Aikens 31. Snap to Gross, looking left. Little pump and go. Down the sideline, it is caught inside the 5-yard line. He finds his other Gross Kiel on the reception. That one goes for 27 yards, and it's 1st and goal.
Well, you can see why he's his go-to receiver. He has got some good hands.
That was a really good move on the outside. They noticed they had one-on-one coverage, and it was a little stop-and-go route. And it was just enough to get separation on the outside away from number 8, Kamani Smith. 1st and goal from the 4. Anderson with a chance to take the lead. Handoff right up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans. Colin Page with his 2nd touchdown run of the night. And Anderson has regained the lead. Ball ran right up the middle. And a pretty big hole for Page to hit. So Anderson regaining the lead. Now the extra point attempt on the way from Blaze Derbyshire. He's already missed one tonight. Snap, back, hold down, kick up. Kick is good. And your new score with 8:50 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Anderson leads Aikens by a count of 20-14. Back with more in just a minute. This is SHN Sports presentation of AISD Thursday Night Football's Game of the Week, brought to you by our friends at Georgetown Jewelry.
2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com.
Anderson takes the opening kickoff of the second half, 68 yards. They needed just 6 plays in 3 minutes and 3 seconds to do it. Capped off by a 4-yard touchdown run from Colin Page, his 2nd of the ball game, and the Trojans now lead it 20-14. Kickoff away, end over end kick fielded by Nathan Davis around the 5-yard line. He'll stutter step, get up to the 15, looking for blocks, coming toward the near sideline and taken down at the 20 by number 44, Justice Arengel. So that is where the Aikens Eagles will take over for the first time here in the second half.
Aikens fortunate that they didn't get called for a block in the back. They actually get away with one right there.
So ball spotted right at the 20 for Aikens here as quarterback Quincy Welch will lead his offense back out there. Nathan Davis, the running back, slightly to his kind of in a pistol formation, just about a yard behind him. Fake handoff, quick bubble screen near side. That ball caught at the 20, pushing out to the 24, 25-yard line goes Rocco DeGilia. And again, Michael, we see that quick bubble screen on first down to pick up an easy 5-yard, an extension of the running game.
Right. Which has been successful for them all night long.
So it's 2nd and 5 now for the Aikens Eagles. They've hit one over the top already tonight. And almost had another right before the half. Looked like Anderson jumped. There's a fake handoff, throw across the middle, ball complete. And that's enough for a first down just across the 35-yard line. Ball hauled in there by big number 86, Antoniou Lopez. It's going to be a first down either way as Anderson jumped, but they can deny the penalty and take the extra yard.
Now, I'd take the play and take the boost of confidence that they can throw up in the middle in coverage and make a play.
11-yard pickup there. So it is 1st and 10 from the 36 for Aikens. Coming out throwing the ball here in the second half. Anderson shows the heat. They will throw another bubble screen. This time near side. Get on the ball. Ooh, that was nearly backwards as Jashawn Upton had it in his hands and just dropped it. Whew, that was really close to being a backwards pass.
Well, the bad thing about it was for him, he took his eyes off the ball to turn upfield, and it hit him in the hands and popped right out.
It wasn't a bad play call, though, because if you look at the defense, the heat was coming from the opposite side of the formation.
Right.
Catch up a couple of blocks there, and now you have the numbers if you're Aikens. 2nd and 10 for the Eagles, 7:41 to go in the third quarter. There's an option play to the near sideline. Keeping himself Welch. He'll lower the shoulder and get out to the 41. Tackled by Will Fonkin. A pickup of about 5 on the play, bringing up 3rd and 5.
That was a smart play right there. Opting not to pitch it out. He thought about it there for a second and decided to keep it.
3rd and manageable now after the incomplete pass on first down. Another option, same side. Welch keeps it, tucks it, spins off a tackler. He's out to the 46, and it's going to depend on the spot. They give him enough for a first down. Really good move there by the quarterback, Quincy Welch, to spin off that tackle and pick up just enough to move the sticks.
Aikens doing a good job moving the ball against Anderson tonight.
They really are. I like the little option wrinkle they've added here in the second half, too.
Yeah, it's nice to see him moving the ball around, throwing it.
Late substitution at right guard, Marvette Smith, the big man coming in. Fake handoff, throw near side to Gilia with a catch on the bubble screen, and he is tackled at the ankles as he gets to the 49. Drew Birdsong there, credited with the tackle. Pickup of 3, here comes 2nd down. You know, Aikens on this drive not trying to do too much, just staying what the defense is giving them, keeping it short. Eventually, though, it's going to open up a shot downfield if you keep doing it.
And the other thing it's doing is burning time off the clock and keeping their offense off the field.
2nd and 7, blitz coming, fake handoff, throw far sideline, ball off the turf and incomplete. They'll rule it. It was intended for Greg Borgeson, but the ball short hopped him, and here comes 3rd and 7. See how Aikens decides to play this. Ball at the 49. If you run it here and you pick up 5 or 6 yards, you could think about a 4th and short opportunity. Remember, Aikens is kind of going into the wind. It's a bit of a crosswind blowing out towards the northwest tonight. but it's definitely against them, and it's picked up here in the second half. There goes the run. Handoff up the middle, and just to the 50-yard line, maybe across the 50 to the 49 goes Nathan Davis. Only a pickup of 1 or 2 on the play. In fact, they're going to mark it right at midfield, and Aikens will punt. And Davis is slow getting up. Credit Aiden Thompson with the tackle on the last play, but now the concerns are with the running back for Akins. He's been really good tonight for the Aikens Eagles. I hope the young man is all right. 20-14, Anderson leads Aikens. 5:49 to go here in the Rob Hip Insurance third quarter of play. We're going to step aside for a second while they tend to the young man on the field. Let you hear from some of our sponsors back in just a minute. This is SHN Sports AISD Thursday Night Football's Game of the Week, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
5:49 to go, third quarter of play. Good to see running back Nathan Davis get up and head off his own power there. Here is 4th and 6, and Aikens appears to be going for it. They might try a little drop punt here, though. They got Anderson to jump off sides. The left tackle moved when the right end, number 33, Hadashon Lewis, jumped across, and that's got to go against Anderson, I would believe.
I would think that it would. But there was no contact either.
But you can say that if he got in the neutral zone, you can force the offensive lineman to move at that point. It doesn't have to be contact. There it is, offsides. Just short of the first down. This is going to be 4th and inches for Aikens. Davis back in the football game. Good to see that already. 4th and about half a yard. Big play here for the Aikens Eagles in their first drive of the second half. And again, Anderson jumps offside. It's going to be a first down. Little shovel pass to Davis. He gets out to the 40. He's got room to the 35, down the sideline, to the 20, down to the 15-yard line, and a big play for the Aikens Eagles. 30 yards on the gain to Nathan Davis. And man, oh man, was Anderson kind of shooting themselves in the foot a little bit. Blaze Derbyshire, the man who looked like jumped off sides there. Jordan Hood maybe as well with the tackle, and offside will be declined. Credit the play for a 30-yard gain, and it's first down.
Anderson just kind of lit up when they saw the flag.
You got to credit Welch for the heads-up play on the pitch play there, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, that was a really well-done pitch just to get it out to your man in space. It's a free play. Why not? First down, handoff. Davis over the right side, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. No gain on the play. Here's second down. Tackle there by Hadashon Lewis. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter rather. Anderson leads 20-14. Aikens driving, looking to grab the lead back. This has been one whale of a football game tonight, folks. Option, left side, Welch stretching out. Tries to keep it up himself and just gets down to the 13, maybe 14-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play. Here's 3rd and 8. Aiden Thompson steps up to make the tackle for Anderson. That was well done by the defense there for Anderson to stretch that one out. They took away the pitch option. It kind of forced everything back inside.
Yeah, I thought that he would turn up the field quicker than he did because I saw an opening for him, a good running lane. But Anderson quickly closed that down.
Tell you what, the way Anderson's creeping up here, the middle of the field might be open if you want to throw it. The linebackers have kind of creeped up. There's a quick snap. I don't think he was intentional or waiting on it. Welch throws far side. Ball caught. Turning and spinning into the end zone. Touchdown, Aikens. Antoniou Lopez comes up with the big play. I don't think anybody on the offensive line was ready for the snap, nor was the quarterback, but Welch alertly picks up the ball, flicks it out to Lopez. who made a man miss in one-on-one coverage, and Aikens has tied it up.
Tell you what, it's a slugfest here in downtown Austin, Brad. Well, little did we know that this game was going to be this entertaining.
Second touchdown pass of the night for Welch. This one to Lopez, and we await the extra point. Snap down, kick up. It is good, just sneaking inside the right upright and just over the crossbar. We mentioned the wind's whipping in, and that almost, a game back in the 70s, Ole Miss and Mississippi State ended. Mississippi State was about to kick the game-winning field goal, and the ball got blown back into fair territory, never made the kick. It never made it because the wind blew it that hard. You almost saw the exact same thing right there, but it is good, and Aikens, with 4:01 left to go in the third quarter, leads Anderson 21-20. Back in just a minute.
If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105.
The Aikens Eagles regained the lead 21-20 after a 12-play, 80-yard march that took 4 minutes and 41 seconds off the clock. Kick away, end over end, fielded by Colin Page around the 15-yard line. Cuts up left across the 30. He's got room to the 40 and is taken down at the ankles around the 43-yard line. Devin Ritter may have saved a touchdown. Ball spotted at the 43 for Anderson now, as they take over with 3:53 here in the third quarter.
Well, we'll look to see how they respond as Akins comes back and scores, to see if they run a tempo or if they can keep continuing to throw the ball down the field and rely on Karsten Gross's arm.
I've called all the Thursday night games this year except for one so far. This is by far the best of the bunch. Gross stands ready with split backs in the backfield. In motion goes Kelby Hickerson. Gross fakes the hands it off rather after faking the throw. And a really good play by the defensive line for the Aikens Eagles. Swallows up number 22, Colin Page, just to pick up a 2. Ram Tong there on the tackle. And there's a late flag coming in after the play. Substitution? Unsportsmanlike conduct, I believe. Again, we talked about it. Anderson with big penalties, shooting themselves in the foot tonight. There's another one. You had 2nd and 8. Now it's 2nd and 20? 22?
23.
We're 2nd and 22, right? So that's at least the 3rd or 4th personal foul on Anderson tonight. My goodness. Ball spotted at the 31. 2nd and 22 officially. I didn't hear who the penalty was on. 21-20, Aikens leads. Snap to Gross, throws far side, command complete to Gross. Kyle out to the 37, but he is wrapped up. And then 7 other Aikens Eagles there for the tackle. Kamani Smith on defense. A short gain for Anderson there of about 8 yards. Here comes 3rd and 14. It's a big ask out there of the defensive back, Kamani Smith, because he's one-on-one one of the better receivers in the city. Has been all night.
Yeah, he's playing him tough, and he tackles hard. He wraps him up, and he wasn't about to let go. He was hanging on for dear life.
He's playing bump coverage out there, too. Aikens' defense all walking up on the line of scrimmage, and a flag is called. There's a throw, rather. There's a false start. I think Aikens is about to bring the house because the safety was creeping up, and you had everybody else within a couple of yards of the line of scrimmage. And the way the wide receivers were playing bump coverage there, that screams blitz and beat me one-on-one if you can.
Right, and that's what I was really concerned about because there was no safety.
Fumble on the snap. Gross picks it up. Will throw down the middle. It is caught by Gross Kyle and then out of his hands. Oh, man, he had it. credit the defense there of Kamani Smith. And then I couldn't see, I think number 24, Jay-Sean Upton, came over the top with the extra hit. Actually, it was 28. I'm sorry, it wasn't Upton. It was Anthony Tijerina coming in with the big hit to knock that one loose, and it's 4th down. They almost made something out of absolutely nothing there, Michael.
They almost did, and I was thinking that, oh my gosh, he's going to catch this and take it to the house, and that was one of those desperation kind of throws.
So Aikens gets the hold. A couple of big penalties against Anderson there, and the Trojans will have to punt it away. Snap back. That Aikens almost got to it. Good kick. That'll bounce at the 25. Aikens just going to have to let this one roll. It'll skip out of bounds around the 12-yard line, and the Eagles will take over there.
Well, again, Aikens keeping Anderson off the field, getting their defense back on the field here.
I don't know how you can be anything but impressed with this Aikens ball club tonight.
Oh, you really have to tonight. I think, people have thought these kids have really gotten beat really bad over the past few weeks, but they faced the best teams in the district during that gauntlet. And here they are playing a decent Anderson Trojan team, and they're holding their own, and they have the lead right now.
2:18 to go in the Rob Hip Insurance third quarter. Aikens with the ball at their own 12. Handoff to Davis up the middle. Now pushing over the right side and picks up a couple of yards on 1st down. Nathan Collins there on the tackle. Comes 2nd and 8.
I am really impressed with what I'm seeing from Aikens tonight. They have really showed resiliency in staying in this game, and they're really taking it to Anderson tonight.
I think that's a key word as we get 2nd and 8 here. There's the pump and go. We got a man wide open at the 40. The foot race to the 50. Down to the 40. 30. Inside the 25 and down to about the 20-yard line goes Caden Adam. That's the play we talked about earlier. On a pump and go, a little fake screen on the bubble, and then the deep throw. There is a flag back in the backfield. Oh, man. It's a 66-yard play if it stands. And they're going to call the ineligible receiver downfield. Oh, my goodness. So Aikens has to bring it all back. You talk about hidden yardage. That's a big chunk of hidden yardage.
That's a big one right there, buddy. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, that we had talked about setting that play up earlier. A bubble screen, a pump and go, run someone deep. Everybody bites on it, and it's wide open. And they hit it, but to sell the bubble screen, you got to make sure your linemen have stayed back, because on those screens, linemen typically get downfield. That time, one lineman just snuck a little too far down. Oh.
All for that 5-yard penalty.
Oh, it's 2nd and 13, and that just hurts for the Aikens Eagles there. All right, 2nd and 13, ball at the 9. 3 wide receivers set. Rolling to the left, Welch. He will throw. That ball caught at the 15-yard line. Pushing ahead to the 18 goes Rocco DeGilia. He's actually all the way out to the 19 there. So that'll pick up 10 yards and bring up 3rd down and 3. Tackle made by Cameron Langford. And we'll have to wait a second, as it appears Langford's a little slow to get up.
Aikens a little lucky as they got away with a hold.
I like the move that Akins has made since we saw him earlier this year. They played Cedar Creek earlier this year in a game here on AISD's Thursday Night Football Game of the Week. And DeGilia was the starting quarterback. Played about half that game at quarterback, but he's a really good fit and a really nice option on the outside for a wide receiver. He gets a lot of tough yak yardage, that yards after the catch.
Yes, he does.
Seems that he's hard to take down, picks up a few extra yards, and it's a nice little safety valve out there.
He's got that big tight end type body, and he's got some speed to go along with him, which makes him very tough on that outside.
Good to see Mr. Cameron Langford get up and take off under his own power. Hope to see him back out here tonight. 3rd and 3 coming up here for the Aikens Eagles. 56 seconds to go in the Rob Hip Insurance third quarter. 21-20. Aikens leads it. A big 66-yard gain wiped off the board here in this drive due to an eligible man downfield penalty. They tried to get Anderson to jump, and they nearly did, but this time It's the left tackle. Number 77 jumping there for Aikens. Eric Andablo. Anderson looked like they flinched, but never really came across the line of scrimmage, and that will go against Aikens.
Which they've done well. They've been relatively penalty-free tonight.
2 big ones here on the drive, though. I mentioned the one that wiped off the 60-plus yard gain. This one goes from 3rd and 3, now a 3rd and 8.
And so now you're going to look to put the ball in the air.
Welch in the backfield, 4 wide set. Takes the snap. He will throw. Near sideline. Ball off the hands of a defender and then caught by Aikens. Let's see where they end up marking this. The ball was caught by Jay Sean Upton, but the defender who nearly picked it off was Sincere Turner.
I tell you what, I thought he had the line of gain.
He was about a yard short, I thought. And they will mark him at the 21. It was close, though. His forward momentum was certainly close when he had the ball. That was a pick 6 all the way.
It was. It was.
And then off the hands and then a catch. Nearly a first down. Well, that will do it for the third quarter of play here at House Park. We got a good one, folks. 12 minutes of football to go in downtown Austin. Stick around. Aikens leads it 21-20 over the Anderson Trojans. Back with the final frame of the SHN AI Night Game of the Week presented by Georgetown Jewelry in just a second.
Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at GeorgetownShirtCompany.com.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
Final frame here as Aikens sets to punt it away. 21-20. Aikens Eagles lead Anderson at House Park. As kicking away for Aikens on the punt will be Nathan Davis. It is 4th and 1 from the 21-yard line. Back deep for Anderson is Cameron Langford. Good to see him back. A low snap. Davis will kick it away. A high end-over-end kick that Langford will catch at the 38-yard line. He's tackled. I'll tell you what.
That was not smart at all.
No. The fair catch was made, but it was a kind of a late whistle also by the refereeing crew. So if you're the man making the tackle there for Aikens, Jahaden Williams, what do? You can't just not tackle him if you don't hear a whistle. There was a solid 2 or 3 second delay. And I frankly don't know that I ever saw an arm go up for a fair catch.
I don't know that I saw it either, but he acted like it, and so the official dropped the flag.
I don't know that the officials did Aikens any favors here if they actually stick with this penalty, and they wave it off. They waved it off. Like I said, I don't think I ever saw the arm go up.
Yeah, I don't recall that I saw it either.
Folks, the fun thing about this broadcast every Thursday night, we are an impartial crew. We don't care who wins. We just want to see good football, and you can kind of call it like you see it.
Absolutely. We're having a good time.
11:52 to go in the ball game. Anderson with the ball down a point. Ball at their own 38. There's a snap. Handoff to Page. Over the right side. He's got a big hole and pushes his way out to the 47-yard line. A 9-yard gain on first down for Colin Page. And an Aikens player is down, and we'll hope the young man is all right. Darius Peters, by the way, with the tackle for Aikens. We've seen his name a lot tonight, making some tackles. Second down, 1 to go once we get back under play. We'll get you some score updates while we have a shot here for a second. Around the area tonight in high school play, Seguin leads Travis 44-7. That's still in the third quarter. Finals elsewhere, Manor tops Rouse by a couple of points, 20-18, your final score there.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Hendrickson drops one to Cedar Ridge, 31-21. Wimberley all over Eastside Memorial, 51-0. Elsewhere in football and in other sports around the country, in the NFL, the Patriots lead the Giants 21-14. That game just now starting the fourth quarter. The Houston Astros move on to the ALCS. They'll take on the New York Yankees, 6-1 winners over the Rays today. Big pitching performance down there in Houston tonight at the Juice Box. In college football, NC State leads Syracuse 16-13. Syracuse driving, though, with 11:20 to go in the fourth quarter. And down in San Marcos, about to go to the half, Texas State with the football. They trail UL Monroe 17-7. Here it's 2nd and 1 for Anderson. They trail by a point to Aikens with 11:38 to go in the fourth quarter. Ball at the 47-yard line. Karsten Gross stands tall with split backs with him. Man goes into motion. And that's going to be another false start against this Anderson offensive line. We don't have a penalty counter up here, that off the top of my head, but there's a bunch tonight against Anderson.
Yes, there is. And they're legitimate penalties.
My unofficial count has it about 8. Second and 6 now for Anderson, as the Aikens defense really playing tight in the box. They got one safety deep, and Aikens nearly jumped there. And when I say deep, he's still within 10 yards of the ball. There's a handoff up the middle. Cutting back up is Joey Barron, and into the teeth of that defensive line for Aikens. It's been playing well all night, a gain of 2. Ram Tong there with the tackle. Here comes third down.
Tell you, I just continued to be impressed by Aikens, and they flock to the ball, and they hit hard. They lower their shoulders, and they lay the wood.
Anderson needs the 48-yard line for a new set of downs. 3rd and 4. There's the snap. Fake handoff, rolling left Gross. He's got a man and the flat. That ball caught across the 50 and out to the 42 goes the big tight end, Kelby Hickerson. There's a first down. That'll be a pickup of 14 on the play as Darius Peters makes the tackle.
That was a great play call by Anderson. And Aikens bid on it.
Rolling right. Karsten Gross again finds Hickerson. Out to the 30, down the sideline, and pushed out of bounds at the 21-yard line by Cameron Langford. A pickup of 22 that time, and it's a first down for Anderson.
And that's the one thing that Aikens has been susceptible about all night, Brad, is the explosive penalties. I mean, the explosive plays.
Well, they just ran the same play, just the opposite way that time, did Aikens. Ball especially spotted at that 20. Handoff to Page. Cuts over the right side and still bullying his way down before being pushed out of bounds at around the 11. And there's a late hit. He was thrown down long after he was pushed out of bounds. I think Gabe Nino, and I thought I saw number 6 over there, Darius Peters, after the play. Ball will be spotted at the 11, or 12 rather, on the run. Maybe the 11, let's see. Actually going to be at the 11. This should be a late hit against Aikens, meaning it's going to be 1st and goal. Just waiting on the official call here, but I can't see this going any other way.
I can't either unless there was offsetting penalties over there.
I didn't see it. There's the personal foul, dead ball against Aikens, so that'll be half the distance to the goal. Ball will be spotted or just outside the 5-yard line.
I thought it was offsetting.
Did? Wow, you're right. They are offsetting. Okay, well, 2 dead ball fouls, both offsetting. So it will be 1st and 10 from the 11, meaning Aikens can get the first down if they can. Actually, they're going to mark it at the 9. My apologies. So, nope, this is first and goal. Fake handoff. Ball is fumbled. Picked up by Aikens, going the other way and out to the 26-yard line on the handoff miscue. Picked up and taken out by Juan Liscano on the fumble recovery, and Aikens catches a huge break. Man, oh man alive. It was just a simple mishandle on the exchange there, partner.
Yes, it was. And this is what we talked about. The two things that are going to kill you, penalties and turnovers.
Well, the big turnover there, that's the second fumble tonight for Anderson. Aikens has played a clean football game as far as turnovers go. 9:46 left in the ball game. Aikens leads by 1. And now timeout called coming from the Anderson sideline. I think this might just be a chance to regroup here if you're the Trojans, but also in a 1-point game in the fourth quarter, you kind of question using the timeout here.
Yeah, you really do. There's still quite a bit of time to go, so you know why you really want to burn this timeout right now. So
step aside, let you hear from some of our sponsors. Back in just a second. 21-20, Aikens leads it.
If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105.
First and 10, Aikens after the timeout. Ball at the 27. A big fumble recovery on the handoff exchange as Anderson was driving in for a touchdown. They had it first and goal. 9:46 to go in the game. Aikens leads it by a point. Snap back, direct snap to the running back. Coming back the other way towards the middle. And Davis has nowhere to go as Nathan Davis just barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Looked like Hadashon Lewis and a host of others there on the tackle. No gain. Here's second and 10. Jack Finken also there. Clock running. Go ahead.
If Aikens can continue to do what they were doing earlier in the third quarter, is control the time of possession.
Rolling to the right. There's the pitch play on the option. Davis has it. Makes one man miss and just gets to the 30-yard line. A quick short gain of 3. Looked like number 10 stepping up on the tackle, Drew Birdsong. Here's 3rd and 7. Yeah, Aikens went on that long 12-play march for 80 yards in the third quarter. Both of these teams, and you mentioned a word earlier, resiliency for this Aikens team. Every time they've gotten punched in the mouth tonight, they've come back.
Yes, they have.
They've gotten off the mat and immediately come back and put points on the board.
Well, you think about what happened over there on the sideline a while ago where it was an obvious personal foul against Aikens, and Anderson answered it back and offsetted the penalty.
Snap on 3rd and 7 being flushed out of the pocket, Welch, and he will be sacked behind the line of scrimmage, dropped for a loss of 1, and that'll bring up 4th down. Hadashon Lewis with the pressure in the sack. Actually, both of these teams, talking about resilience and coming back, all the touchdowns have been on back-to-back drives.
Yes.
They've been back-to-back touchdowns, so you haven't had punts or stalls in between the scores. When there's been one score, there's been another. And it's by the opposite. Each team just going right back and forth on each other. It's been a fun, entertaining ball game tonight.
It really has. I have enjoyed this.
Aikens will punt it away. Nathan Davis doing the honors. Clock running, 7:37 now. Ball is snapped well over Davis's head. He'll pick it up inside his own 5. Rolling out to the right. He will fumble it again. Ball is recovered by Anderson inside the 10. Ball fell right into the hands of Hadashon Lewis. Davis was just trying to run to either throw it away or maybe get a boot on it and just kick it if he could. Instead, it's a huge loss of 20 yards, and it's 1st and goal for Anderson. My goodness.
That definitely works against you and knocks the wind out of your sails if you're Aikens, and all on a bad snap.
7:25 to go now in the ball game. Anderson with the ball, first and goal from the 9. This is where they had it when they fumbled earlier. Right back in the same spot. It's almost like the last drive didn't happen. Gross going to keep it up the middle on the quarterback run, and he gets inside the 5, down to the 4-yard line for a pickup of 5 on the play. Devin Ritter in on the tackle for Aikens. 2nd and 4 now. Gross with split backs. Looks over to the sideline. Colin Page to his left, Joey Barron to his right. Gross keeps it again. Stutterstets bounces out to left, now cuts back in. Touchdown, Karsten Gross and the Anderson Trojans. They've regained the lead with 6:40 to go here in the ball game. For Gross, that is his 2nd touchdown run of the night. And Anderson has regained the lead. You'd think they might want to go for 2 here, up 5. And in fact, they will. So a 2-point conversion attempt here for Anderson. Low snap to Gross, rolling to his right, stops, fires, and it is incomplete. So the score will stay 26-21 in favor of the Anderson Trojans with 6:39 to go in the ball game.
Well, that's the other head of the coin in that one, Brad, is if you don't make that 2, you fall down by another point.
Back in just a minute as this game is continuing to go back and forth here on SHN's Thursday Night Football Game of the Week, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at GeorgetownShirtCompany.com.
26-21 after the 2-play 9-yard drive. Took 46 seconds off the clock. Karsten Gross with a couple of runs, and it's capped off by a 4-yard touchdown run. Anderson recovered that high snap punt that went over the head of the punter Nathan Davis inside the 10 and took advantage. The run up, a little squib kick, taking the return option away from Aikens, and the Eagles just had to fall on the football around the 27-yard line. There was a big gap there. They had 3 guys deep, and everybody else was up to the 25-30. So there was a soft spot there that if Anderson could have gotten to it first, they had a shot at it.
And something unique that we saw this weekend, Brad, was a kick that went into the end zone and was recovered by the opposing team for a touchdown.
Yeah, I remember. I saw that highlight come across. A friend of mine texted it to me and goes, "How does this happen?" Ball spotted at the 27 for Aikens. It's 1st and 10. Welch claps for it. Actually, that's not Welch. That's Davis, the running back. He's trying to find room to cut upfield. Does so down the sideline and gets to about the 31. So a 4-yard gain. They're actually going to give him to the 32. So a 5-yard gain on 1st down. Will Funkin forced him out of bounds.
It was amazing. He actually picked up that much yardage as slow as that play was developing.
Really good patient run. 5 yards on 1st down. Now Welch is back in there at quarterback. 6:31 to go in the contest. Anderson leads Aikens by 5.
Davis has good open field speed, but he doesn't have real quick feet in the backfield.
Quincy Welch takes the snap, hands off to Davis right up the middle. Pushing forward, staying on his feet, churning the legs. He's out to the 35. Pick up a 3. Here comes 3rd and 2. Looked like Aiden Thompson in on the tackle for Anderson on the last play. Well, if you're Aikens, you got a feeling they might be trying to bleed this clock down and just grind it out and see if they can score with as little time on the clock as possible. Either that or setting them up for the big over-the-top play. It's one of the two. Low snap, handled well by Welch on the option to the left side. If he cuts up, he's got room. He does. Out to the 40-yard line. There's a first down. Quincy Welch picking up 6 on the play. And it's a new set of downs for the Aikens Eagles. Forced out by John Addington. Officially, they're going to spot this ball at the 40. These two teams have gone back and forth all night long. Snap back. Welch fakes the throw. Looking to go deep. It's not there. He's going to tuck it and run. Now he will throw. He stayed behind the line of scrimmage. It was a well-thought-out play. Looking for number 86 here on the near side, Antoniou Lopez, who was wide open, Michael.
Yes, he was.
And Welch stayed behind the line of scrimmage. That was a legal forward pass. If he finds him, it's at least a gain of 7 or 8 there.
Well, he was using that read option, and he saw the running lane closing quickly and then attempted to make that throw, but he never was able to set that back foot and get it to the receiver. But I tell you what, Brad, I'm really impressed with this quarterback. He has not been outmatched by Karsten Gross tonight.
No. 2nd and 10 here. Fake handoff. Welch looking to throw. Does so. Hit as he throws. Ball is incomplete. Good coverage over the middle. And here comes 3rd down. Whew. So we talk about how good this game has been tonight. To give you perspective, folks, not only is it a 5-point game, we've had 5 lead changes in this contest tonight. Here comes 3rd and 10 for Akins. Aikens does have all 3 timeouts, so if they don't convert here, they could punt and try to play defense. There's still about half of the 4th quarter to go. Snap to Welch, looking to throw, does so over the middle, incomplete, and that should have been a flag, and they're not going to call it. Antoniou Lopez over the middle. It sure looked like there was contact before the ball got there. And here comes 4th down.
Now the back judge was looking right at the play, and he did not call it.
All right.
That was interference as he made contact before the ball ever got there.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that one. That sure looked like it was interference. I think that's what Aikens is arguing too, is how do you not call that? And now the Eagles will regroup and call timeout, and they may be thinking about going for this with 5:21 to go in the game, but I don't know why you don't just line up and punt this away with the way your defense has played all night.
Well, Anderson can strike early and strike quickly. You don't want to put him that close in your end of the field. I think the best thing is to punt it away.
Yeah, you also have the wind at your back here for your Aikens, and a pretty good punter, a guy who can punt the ball a long way as he's shown tonight. Maybe try to pin Anderson back, let your defense play well as they have been all night. Get the ball back one more time for your offense here with good field position. 26-21, Anderson leads Aikens here at House Park in a barn burner tonight. Glad to have everybody along. Hopefully you're enjoying this one as much as we are, because this has been one whale of a football game.
It really has. It's been a fun game to watch.
Hasn't been pretty all the time, but it's been fun.
True that, my friend. True that.
Well, it's 4th and 10. Aikens is going to send the offense back out there. Welch, as Anderson showing blitz. They bring the heat. Welch will roll right. He will throw. It is caught near midfield, and that should be a first down.
And there's going to be a penalty.
Late flag. Greg Borgeson with the catch. Let's see. Both teams are pointing each way. The roll out to the right, and a good catch in traffic from Borgeson. It's a first down if it stands from where the sticks are. Or at least it would think so, because I believe he needed the midfield strike. Anderson's backing up. And It's pass interference on the defense, and that'll be a first down for Aikens. Penalty will be declined. It's a first down on the 10-yard reception. A big play on 4th and 10 for Aikens, and they keep moving with 5:14 to go.
What a gutsy call by the Aikens coaching staff on that 4th and 10.
1st and 10 from the midfield strike. Handoff to Davis. He's got room over the right side, pushing forward. A nice 4-yard gain to bring up 2nd and 6. Tackled there by Jack Finken. Into Anderson territory now for the Aikens Eagles. They will split Welch out wide. Looks like they're going to take Nathan Davis on the direct snap in the backfield. Here on 2nd and 6, 4:40 to go in the ball game. Davis has the big tight end, Antoniou Lopez, next to it. May use him as a lead blocker. In fact, he will. Now he's going to cut back up the middle, does Davis, out to about the 43-yard line, maybe to the 42 where they officially mark it. Another 4-yard gain, so here's 3rd and 2, tackled by Sincere Turner. Aikens needs the 40 for a new set of downs. Anderson band trying to get everybody up and moving over there in their defense to get a hold. There's a snap, direct again. Up the middle goes Davis, spinning off the tackle, but he's held up by his ankle. He only gets to the 41. And here comes 4th and 1. Jack Finken with the big stop. And a couple of members out there slow getting up. I believe it's an Anderson Trojan. It is. Hopefully, young man will be okay and get up here as it's 4:02 to go in the ball game. And Aikens, for the second time on this drive, will face a 4th down. They've already converted 4th and 10. Here they have to convert 4th and 1 to keep it moving, Michael.
Well, a lot of times with injuries like this, Brad, when you're moving the ball down the field, you look at it, it slows your momentum down. But I think with Aikens and the way that they do things, this actually helps these guys out. It gives those big guys up front a chance to breathe and gives the coaching staff an opportunity to think, do we want to go for this at 4th and 1? I think they will. As they went with 4th and 10, I think you're moving the ball against Anderson. You've got to go.
If you went 4th and 10, you're going 4th and 1 at this point.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. By the way, score updates from around the area. Everything's final except this one, as Seguin has defeated Travis 50-7 earlier tonight down at Berger Stadium. As number 4, Sincere Turner, will be helped off the field. Hopefully, the young man will be all right, getting a little help off of there. Elsewhere in football, the Patriots 28-14 lead in the 4th quarter over the Giants. Patriots with the football right now. Also in college football down in San Marcos at the half, UL Monroe leading Texas State 17-7, and Syracuse trails NC State 16-13 with 5.5 to go. Here it's 4th and 1, 4 minutes, 2 seconds on the clock. Aikens needs to convert. They trail it by 5. They've already converted 1 4th down on the drive. Can they do it again? Anderson really up on the football here. They got 6 men in the box. Direct snap. Up the middle. Davis goes, and he will lose a few yards, and Anderson holds. Several players in on the tackle. Nathan Collins leading the way along with Joe Massaquoi. And the Anderson Trojans hold and get the football back with 3:43 to go. Another young man down, this one from Aikens, so hopefully as he gets attended to, he'll be okay. Looks like maybe attending to a cramp or something, can't really tell. While he's being attended to, we'll step aside for just a minute. 3:43 left in the ball game. Anderson leads it. They've got the football. 26-21 your score.
2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com.
Well, good to see the young man from Aikens up as Angelo Serrano able to walk off under his own power. It's on the Aikens defense now. 3:43 to go in the game. The Eagles have 2 timeouts, as do the Anderson Trojans. Anderson with the football at the 42 after making the big stop there on 4th and 1. If Aikens can get a quick 3 and out, they've got enough time to get the ball back here. Karsten Gross leads his team back on the field. Trying to put this one away for Anderson and get their 2nd district win of the season. Gross taking the snap. Blitz coming from Aikens. Up the middle with the run, and maybe picking up 2 on the play is Colin Page. Jonathan Little in on the tackle. 2nd and a long 8, short 9, however you want to call it. Anderson going to try to slow this down a little bit now. 10 left on the play clock, trying to bleed as much clock as they can. Again, Aikens showing like they might bring some heat. Got to think they're going to attack that line of scrimmage. Another handoff to Page. This one he pushes out to the 47-yard line. And here is 3rd down, and Aikens choosing to let the clock roll here. Gabe Nino there on the tackle. A little interesting, they may not call timeout here. You got a 3rd and 5 situation. Another 40 seconds can bleed off.
Yeah, it's interesting not to stop the clock when you got 3 of them sitting in your pocket.
You got 2. Each team with 2.
Oh, 2. Sorry.
2.5 to go. Anderson taking their time. Still 12 seconds on the play clock. And now timeout called by Anderson. With 2:23 to go. And that's another interesting call. If you're going to call the timeout as Anderson, let the clock bleed to 1 second. You could have taken 10 more seconds off the clock there.
Right. Yeah, you go figure sometimes what's in a coach's head whenever.
You pull your team off the field at that point. Just say, hey, guys, we're gonna hang out and take the timeout and let the clock bleed.
Right.
If you're going to do that. Man. 3rd and 5 is the situation. 26-21, Anderson leads. They've got the football at their own 47 with 2:23 to go here at House Park. If Aikens can hold, they still have 2 timeouts left. And they're trying to get the ball back one final time for a desperation drive. Aikens has shown they can move the ball tonight. Their defense has played stout.
They have. They have, that defensive front has really controlled the line of scrimmage for the most part tonight against this Anderson Trojan.
Maybe the biggest play of the game, 3rd and 5 here. Gross sends a man in motion. Looks like they're going to throw. Nope, he's going to fake the throw, keep it on the design. Quarterback runs, got plenty for a 1st down, deep into Aikens territory to the 36-yard line. A 17-yard pickup for Karsten Gross. What a play call there. And it's 1st and 10.
The big, tough runner Gross is. He got stood up, and then he got hammered by the Aikens defense. That was a hard shot.
Clock rolling, 2 minutes left in the ball game. Gross holding on. Still 14 on the play clock, trying to let as much of it bleed as possible. There's the snap with 5 seconds left on the play clock. Handoff up the middle to Page. Breaking through a couple of tackles, and he gets all the way down to the 22. That's a fresh set of downs on the 13-yard pickup. And that might be enough to do it. Anthony Tiarina saving the touchdown for Aikens, and the Eagles have to take a timeout with 1:33 left on the clock.
Yeah, it's kind of question, Brad. Why did he wait so long to call timeout?
Yeah, I don't understand it, but I'm not paid to do it. 26-21, Anderson leads Aikens with 1:32 to go, and Aikens can only stop the clock one more time. I think Anderson can just take some knees and get out of here if they so choose.
I think so, even with a timeout.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the quick math. They may have to run. Theoretically, I think Aikens could get the ball back with about 10 seconds to go, but I'm trying to do the math. 40 seconds twice because you can stop it one more time.
I think he said to reset the game clock to 138,
Yeah,
so it moved back 6 seconds.
Yeah, the clock was definitely running after I saw the whistle come about. Yeah, theoretically, Aikens can get the ball back with about 10, 15 seconds to go, but that's about it. If Anderson picks up another first down, it's over.
But if you're Anderson, do you want to go ahead and just put it in the end zone?
Oh, either one right now if you're Anderson. First down, end zone, either way you'll take it. This is a hard-fought football game tonight. 1st and 10, Gross with the football. Handoff to Page over the right side. He's clipped up in the backfield and gang tackled around the 23-yard line. And Humberto Garza will take his final timeout. Elijah Hernandez in on the tackle for Akins. Ball will be spotted right at the 22, so no gain officially on the play.
Tell you, Aikens plays that defensive line tough.
Yeah, they really do. So if my math is correct, and folks don't quote me because I was a communication major, I think Aikens can get the ball back roughly with about 5 seconds to go. But that's also a situation where if Anderson snaps it with 4 or 5 seconds to go on 4th down, you can just run around and throw it out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah, it's definitely an uphill climb of any hope for Aikens to get the ball back and then get it down the field. Not impossible for them. They've definitely surprised us tonight.
So here we go. 2nd and 10 for Anderson. You know the ball is going to stay on the ground if you're Anderson. The only thing you're saying is you hold that football like it's a baby. Don't let it touch the ground. Gross will keep it himself. Going around the left did. Trying to cut back forward. Stood up at the 20. Pushing forward to the 14 or to the 16. And then Bloya is blown dead at the 16-yard line. That scrum actually might have been the worst things for Aikens because that took an extra few seconds off the clock and may have let this bleed far enough to where Anderson can get out of here without having to worry about snapping it too many times. Well, penalty down here? They're working. Clock is stopped to mark the ball. So now they'll wind it. The play clock's at 17, so Aikens just caught a break. Here's 3rd and 4. Ball spotted at the 18. Well, that's a big decision. A minute to go now, and time is called. I think they're trying to get the clock situation right. Because when that ball was spotted, by stopping it, there should be a 40-second reset. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you're right. The one official is pointing at the clock.
Yeah. The play clock got reset to 25 when they blew it dead to spot it. But if you're going to blow it dead, there's still, because it was a running play, should be a 40-second clock, I do believe. Not enough time ran off to necessitate a 25. Now the referees are talking about it. Yeah, they're going to reset it to 40 seconds. It's 3rd and 6. But also, more time just ran off the game clock there. It was at 102, 103 a minute ago. Now it's 57 seconds, so you just lost 6 seconds, and you're giving Anderson 40 more.
Well, they can just take a knee, wait for this one to go down to 40, take a knee, or
call the timeout they have in their pocket if Anderson wants to. Yeah, they've got to figure the clock situation out. If you're going to reset to 40, then the game clock should be right around the 105, 106 mark. If you're Aikens, you're fighting for every second you can get right now. All right, now they've reset the play clock to 25 seconds. Now they're going to reset the game clock, and I can't hear what they just reset it to.
He said 105.
All right. 105, and they've set the play clock to 25 seconds. That's a big, big decision that helps Aikens here. Now, Anderson can still basically run this game out. If they snap this with a second to go, run a running play, by the time you get reset, the 40-second clock and the play clock is going to be too much.
And Gross is not on the field.
No, but if they snap this anytime before there's 1 second on the play clock, and they wait till 1 second, and there's a penalty flag, it won't matter though. False start. It's going to go against Anderson, but now the game clock's under 40 seconds. You can take a knee.
Who would have thought that a penalty would work to your favor, right?
That's it. Realistically, the penalty should be at 41 seconds, the game clock, because the penalty happened before the snap with about 1 second on the play clock, which would mean 41 seconds. But even then, you just need, if you're Anderson, to snap it once, take a knee, fall down, and then you're done. 39 seconds to go in the ball game, and this should be the final snap. Anderson can just fall down and win the game here. They will instead hand it off up the middle. That's dangerous, but Page gets out across the 20 to the 18-yard line, and Anderson is going to get out of here with a victory tonight. Running out the clock, Akins can't stop it, and the Anderson Trojans survive the Aikens Eagles 26-21 here at House Park, as Anderson's actually not going to the sidelines for the handshakes. You'd think they would. You don't have to snap it again. They're just kind of standing around the ball, and in fact, that will be the final score. So Anderson wins a ball game that has 5 lead changes tonight, and a heck of a game on AISD's Thursday Night Football presented by Georgetown Jewelry tonight. Let's run you through how it all went down tonight. Gabe Nino for Aikens opened up the scoring in the first quarter on a 75-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown. The extra point was missed. 6-0 Aikens led it. Very next drive, Anderson came back with a 3-play, 56-yard march. A Colin Page 36-yard touchdown run, making it 7-6 in favor of Anderson. They would trade punts a few times where Aikens got on the board late in the second quarter as Quincy Welch threw his first touchdown pass to Davis, the running back, Nathan Davis. This one a 42-yard strike. That would 2-point conversion. Davis on a swinging gate keeper would be good. 14-7. Aikens leads late in the second quarter. But Anderson marches right back down the field in the 2-minute offense. And Gross, the quarterback, Karsten Gross, would cap off the 6-play drive with a 1-yard touchdown run. The extra point was missed, so Aikens took a 14-13 lead into the half. On the opening drive of the second half, Anderson would march down the field, 6 plays, 68 yards, capped off by Colin Page's second touchdown run of the night. This one a 4-yard scamper to make it 20-14 Anderson. But the very next drive, Aikens would march right back down the field, 12 plays, 80 yards, 4 minutes, 41 seconds, as Welch would find Lopez for a 14-yard touchdown pass. Welch's second touchdown pass of the ball game. 21-20 now. Aikens regained the lead. They would trade punts a few times, then maybe the biggest play of the game. 4th and 9 for Aikens. Midway through the fourth quarter, and a snap on a punt flies over the punter's head. Aikens fumbles it. It's recovered by Anderson at the 9-yard line of Aikens, and it took just 2 plays for Karsten Gross to take it in and give them the winning tally, 26-21 your score. Aikens would threaten. They would drive a little bit midway through the fourth quarter, get all the way down to the 41-yard line of Anderson, but had a 4th and 1 stopped, and that is your ball game. A whale of a contest tonight as the Anderson Trojans will move to 2-2 in district play and 4-2 overall. Aikens, well, they've now dropped 6 straight. They moved to 0-5 in district play, 1-6 so far this season. Mr. Francis, your final thoughts?
And came in here with no expectations that this game would end up the way that it did tonight. Even with the outcome of the game and Aikens being on the losing end, there's nothing to hang your head about. You played smash mouth football, as Jim Wacker used to say, head coach at TCU back in the 80s. He said, we're going to play smash mouth football, and that's what they did tonight. Yep. They came out here, and they punched back every time that Anderson scored. They answered back, and they played phenomenally. I'm very glad to have been a part of this and to seen a very good Thursday night football game here at House Park in Austin, Texas.
Certainly a game Aikens can build on and hold their heads high, but also a game that stings because they know they could have had a victory tonight if the ball bounces another way. But Anderson comes away with a 26-21 victory. Folks, on the network this weekend, want to make sure that we catch you up with what's going on elsewhere. Tomorrow night, I'll be up at Georgetown as the Georgetown Eagles take on the Cedar Park Timberwolves. That game at 7 o'clock. Join us on the SHN Sports Network. Or other games going on. Leander taking on Round Rock. Cedar Creek is at Glen. Michael, you'll be at Eastview taking on Bastrop down in Bastrop, and the Bears and the Patriots go at it. Cameron Yo is at Gerald. And then, of course, SHN Friday Night Football taking Football Friday, all night long from 7 to midnight. Stephen Strong holding down the fort over there, as is Justin Simmons at the SHN Sports Studios. They'll have scores, highlights, live drop-ins, analysis all night long from 7 to midnight. I'm sure after the Georgetown game, I'll call in and talk about this one and talk about Georgetown, and everybody else will call in. Michael will call in. We'll all chat a little bit, everybody, and you'll get some great analysis after the games as well tomorrow night on the SHN Sports Network. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on YouTube. And then Saturday, college football coming your way. Southwestern taking on Belhaven over in Jackson, Mississippi. So football everywhere all weekend long here on the SHN Sports Network. I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. Also want to thank our crew up here in the booth. Dave England running the camera for us tonight, helping us get all set up as well. I want to thank a special guest. My dad came here, just moved here to Texas, came up, helped us up here in the booth tonight. He's going to help again tomorrow. Phil Tillery up here in the booth. I also want to thank Mr. Michael Francis on color. For everybody on the SHN Sports Tap, I'm Brad Tillery saying good night. Thanks so much for joining us here on the SHN Sports AISD Thursday Night Game of the Week, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. It was a barn burner, 26-21, your final score. Anderson tops the Akins Eagles. Join us next week on Thursday Night Football as we'll be down at Burger Stadium, LBJ versus Crockett. Talk to you again. Have a safe night, everyone.